you feel about mandates. Forget just the COVID.
I said that.
How about smallpox?
I don't know. I don't think mandates are. I don't like mandates. No, of any kind. I think you should be able to control your own body. General, no. When it comes to, I think, I don't know. I just don't like people telling us what we have to do with our bodies. I mean, really, where does it stop? What if they?
Know.
Well, okay. Let me ask you something. What if overpopulation was deemed a major health crisis?
Well, they did that in China. What are you talking about? For a long time, you could only have, I think it was 1 or 2 children.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
After that, no more.
What if there was a mandate, and if you did get pregnant, it was aborted, and it was a mandate? Well, I mean, what mandates, no matter what they are, if they, if a mandate came out by the government saying you couldn't have an abortion.
You know what's odd about that?
By the way, I'm not for. Listen, I don't want to I'm not going political here. I'm just saying I don't want any mandates.
What's strange is, if you think about it, the left, if you will, are mandating vaccines as hard as they can. But yet they're the complete opposite when it comes to something like abortion.
Yeah. Now, the excuse they will give is an abortion doesn't affect anyone except the unborn. I mean, it doesn't affect anyone, really. That's what their argument will be, whereas the virus is an epidemic that affects the population.
Well,
okay, but hold on. But Roe versus Wade did not weigh in on that. Roe versus Wade did not weigh in on a public health crisis. They did not weigh in on anything but one thing. What was the main issue with Roe versus Wade? Privacy.
I think it's Section 14?
The right of privacy was Roe versus Wade. That was the crux of Roe versus Wade. Unless I'm mistaken, it was the right of privacy.
Well, then why wouldn't that follow on to vaccines?
Now, that's what I'm saying. It should. The reasoning doesn't, because the reasoning is a vaccine affects everyone, whereas the abortion doesn't. But right to privacy is absolutely something guaranteed to us, the right to privacy. So what does that mean? We're talking about right to privacy in our bodies, within the bound of our bodies. That's what Roe versus Wade talked about.
Saying all this, so I do find it strange that people don't get the vaccine. I do believe it is safe. I don't know why people conjure up in their mind a lot of different things, except for this. The president right now, prior to being president, said, well, they rushed that thing through so quick, I'd never take it. I'd never take a Trump vaccine. So, and then our vice president a couple weeks ago said something that was unbelievable. She actually said the unvaccinated need to get vaccinated to protect the vaccinated. Now, what kind of mixed message is that?
Here's the biggest problem I think people are having with the vaccine. Now, I got vaccinated. I just want to say that. I'm not preaching that you should or you shouldn't. I decided to do it. And I probably will do the booster. Now, here's what I think is confusing people. The vaccine, they say, protects you, right? Then why do they care if other people get vaccinated? Why do you care? If you that's what
it's a riddle.
That's the part I don't understand. If the vaccine protects you, now here's what people will say. Here's the exact answer you're going to get. Because if you're not vaccinated, you can infect me. However, if you are vaccinated, you can still infect people. So now here's the reason. If you are vaccinated or not vaccinated, you carry the virus. You carry it. You can infect others even when you are vaccinated.
And they're vaccinated.
That's why they say even if you're vaccinated, you have to wear a face mask. They're saying, see, they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. So now people hear the message. If you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, you can be a carrier. Everyone knows that. Now, if everyone can be a carrier, what does the vaccine do? They tell us it keeps us probably from being infected.
Or going to the hospital.
Or if we are infected, it reduces the viral load and helps us, unless we have comorbidities, we could still get sick and die. Okay, so if you're vaccinated, you now have the assurance that you won't get infected as easily as an unvaccinated, and you most likely won't have to go to the hospital or die. Therefore, if you're vaccinated and I'm not, there's absolutely no difference than if two people are vaccinated. So I don't understand the reason why they say everyone should be vaccinated, because everyone can carry the same exact virus. I don't understand why. I need to know why. I want to know why. That's why people aren't getting vaccinated. It's not because they're idiots.
Well, there's another
it's not
reason.
because they're Trump supporters. It's not because they're conservative. It's because they don't understand the doublespeak.
No, the biggest reason people don't get vaccinated is because a lot of us, like myself, already had the virus, and I was swimming with antibodies. I still got it because I wanted to go to concerts, but it's ridiculous to think that natural immunity isn't stronger than the vaccine.
It is.
There's studies that have proven it now, but they don't take that into consideration when United Airlines is firing people left and right.
Even polio and other diseases, when they got them, they were not forced to take the vaccine.
So protection.
This is the first time in history, by the way.
So protection is the wrong word.
What is it?
Okay. The virus minimizes severity. It does.
You mean the vaccine minimizes?
Yeah, the vaccine minimizes severity when you actually are in contact with the disease.
Okay, then.
But protection is the wrong word.
Okay.
I hear protection.
If it minimizes, then you should be satisfied if you're vaccinated. Why do you care if other people are vaccinated? You know, the truth is, no one has the balls to call when they, people who are anti-call and yell and scream, but no one who is for the mandate.
Because they're uneducated.
No, that's not true.
They're not articulate.
I want them to tell me why you believe we should have a mandate. I, honest to God, will listen to you because I want to know.
Tom, I almost think the reason we don't get those calls is there's very few people here in Colorado that actually believe in a mandate.
No, I believe Colorado is a very progressive state.
I think we're swinging, baby.
And by the way, here's what's odd, okay? In past history, if a government mandated something, it would be the liberals who were fighting it. In the past, the liberals were the rebels. The liberals were the protesters. The liberals were the holdouts. Remember, for everything governmental, the liberals were against government. It was liberals against the government, and conservatives were conformist. Isn't that the way it used to be? When we were out on the streets protesting everything, we were liberal. Now it's exactly the opposite. The laydowns, the pussies, the people who suck up everything the government says are liberal. And the conservatives are the outliers. I have never seen anything like it in my life.
Have we flip-flopped the entire country?
Well, because they're not liberals, they're progressives.
A few times in history
no, because they're all the liberals are definitely on that side, though.
Yeah, but the liberals have changed to progressives.
They're
There are
required,
no liberals
they're
anymore.
mandated to actually have those vaccines before they can actually attend school.
Who are?
All kids. They've got to have measles and
MMR,
smallpox.
yeah.
Okay, before they can actually.
Or they can't go.
That's not true. That's not true.
There might be a few outs, but in general,
you
it is true.
That is not true. I know several kids that personally I know that parents will not vaccinate. Now, my kids are vaccinated, but I know several parents who opted out and they give it to the school.
Did they go to private school?
No.
But they've got to go through that.
The opt-out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's in general it's mandated unless
it is mandated.
Right.
By the schools, I think.
Well, by the government.
By the government.
I don't know if it's a federal mandate.
Yeah, it is.
Huh?
It is.
How do you know that, Mark?
Because I've heard it before. I mean, I assume what I heard was correct on it.
How are you?
I don't think you can have a school district that can opt out of it. How's that?
Well,
because a lot of that's federal funds.
So the vaccine does slow down the ability of the virus to replicate. So that's the other
slows down the spread.
Right. That's the idea with the herd immunity.
Isn't that purely the load, though?
Yeah, I mean, it does.
What kills me, though,
it just kills the virus. Basically, it prevents the virus from replicating. It prevents the virus from entering your cells. If it doesn't enter your cell, it can't replicate and reproduce. And that's
with the exception of Suzanne's taste issue, I'm telling you, when it went through our house, fuck, man, I've had strep throat that was 50 times worse. I mean, that's just the reality.
Well, you're not obese.
No. I'm not saying it doesn't kill people. I know that. I'm not stupid. I'm just saying I'm glad I got natural immunity from it. And literally, the only reason I got my vaccine, the only reason I got the one-shot J&J was because I like going to festivals and I like going to concerts and I like flying and I like going to casinos, and I'm not going to fucking get busted with some fake card or some shit.
Can you see Aunt okay with our
Because
lighting?
they are going to make,
Looks like you can,
I
right?
guarantee at some point they're going to make an example
You
out of
see Aunt
somebody
okay
with a fake
with our
card.
lighting in there? Okay.
It's not a time.
Oh, it is a matter of time. These guys, they're going to have some digital record of people soon. There'll be no fucking cardboard card.
There's a digital record now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying when we went to concerts over last week, shit, they eyeball that thing for a half a second. I'm thinking at some point it's like a thumbprint to see where you're at. I'm not just talking with COVID, I'm talking in general. Are you supposed to be here? And they'll tell you if you're supposed to be there. Meaning you have a ticket, you have a vax, you have a driver's license, and you paid your taxes, whatever the fuck it is.
So keep an eye on what's going on in California and New York, because they're requiring your vaccination in order to travel to the state.
Oh, right now, the head of, where is it right here? Listen to this. There's a bill, I just saw it right here. There's a bill up that would require COVID vaccine negative tests for all domestic air travel. And this is before Thanksgiving.
Well, like Hawaii, for example, has this out since the get-go, right? That
Yeah.
You either had to show vaccination or you had to self-quarantine for 2 weeks.
You've been to Hawaii, right? So here's why I think they're so strict there.
There is no measles, federal mandate for measles.
So what is it, state?
It must be school, but there is absolutely no federal mandate according to this white paper. Background in federal role.
Tim B says they've already jailed a couple of guys in Australia for cards.
Oh, they're actually they have like concentration camps for people who are unvaccinated. They're keeping people corralled.
What, Australia?
Yeah.
The Aboriginals, though, or not, the people that, actually they're not from Hawaii, but Fiji and everywhere else, they are so out of shape and shit. I think it would wipe out all the locals is why they're so.
Well, they've got all of these, their tourist populations all from China and Japan, especially the Chinese, right? So they get like 15 flights a day.
It's had to kill Hawaii. I mean, you know what? Hawaii is one of these places. The second it's reopened, though, man.
So when we went Memorial Day, you couldn't believe everything was packed. Right? It was hard to get even on the beach. Everything was what? Packed. It was almost like it was a rebound that all of a sudden everything was at 200% occupancy.
Did they have masks at restaurants and shit still?
Masked indoors, and this is Memorial Day, so back in May.
Yeah, I think it's probably the same now.
I think they're moving back into lockdown. So, but Sydney was, you couldn't go out of your house unless you were actually essential, going grocery shopping or whatever.
They released unemployment numbers and shit. Well, it's coming out next week, but the white paper, if you will, is out this week. All the red states, the rebound you can actually see on the employment numbers. Unemployment has dropped to nothing. And then it's the exact opposite on the blue-driven states. The unemployment is the absolute worst, and it's still not fucking picking up. I mean, it is so red and blue. It is unbelievable, man.
Why is that?
Well, the places that shut down, most of them are still shut down, and people are on unemployment. The places where it's open, people are working, and they've got a recovery going.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget waterpros.net for the best water treatment systems anywhere at the lowest prices. Water is important. We just found out we have lead in Denver, and it's leaching into people's from the pipes into people's homes. Hey, you got to deal with it. Don't go with those pictures. You can have a fountain for drinking for under $1,000 fully installed, or a whole house system under $2,000, and you can do softening while you're at it. That's waterpros.net. My friend Paul the Waterman. Now, George has a 1997 money order, and he called yesterday, and I did some research. George, according to law, money orders do not expire. And you do have real money for you. And here's how it works. You go and cash it. Now, some money orders have rules, terms, and restrictions that you agree to when you buy them. Some of them, if you do not cash them within 3 to 5 years, start charging you a record-keeping fee. And so it could be a few bucks a year. And then you get that much less in your money order. So the other thing is, if the issuer of the money order who took the money is out of business, then you would go to the escheat funds. The escheat funds, it's a weird name, but it's the treasury of each state. So wherever the issuer was headquartered, they would go, that state would take the money and keep it in trust. And then people who have a valid claim with a money order would be able to make a claim for that amount of money. So that's the story on old money orders. Your money order is about 24 years old, right? Yeah.
Right.
So it's Wells Fargo. The best thing to do, I was told from my experts, is to go to Wells Fargo and cash it.
I'm curious why you haven't tried that. I mean, it's not like you got to go out of your way to you trip over these places.
I did go to Wells Fargo, and about 10 years ago, and the manager there said, "Well, yeah, we can take care of that." He said, "Come back in a couple of weeks." Well, I went back in a couple of weeks, and he wasn't even there.
You don't even ask about it. You just cash it. You just cash it.
Well, just take it out to the cashier?
Yeah, you just cash it. It's better to
or deposit it.
Yeah, if you had an account there, it would be better. You would just deposit it.
Or deposit it in your own bank.
Yeah, you can deposit it in your bank. Then see what happens. If they reject it, then you'll have a reason. But they shouldn't reject it. They're still in business.
Yeah, of course. They was bought over at Wells Fargo Bank on South Bannock Street.
Well, listen, man, all I can say, George, is deposit it in your account or go to a check cashing facility or go to Wells Fargo and simply cash it or deposit it. John's he hung up. You see, that's the thing. I can't get people to comment on this crap. They call in, they have an opinion, and they don't hang on. Does anyone know what he wanted to say about it? Okay, we don't. I'm asking about vaccine mandates. I'm not for mandates. I'm not against the vaccine, though. Okay, I'm just sensible. You know, if you want to be protected, get it. And then protect yourself. Because you can be infected by both. You know, there was a post by CBS News, which, by the way, by the Today Show, I'm sorry, a post saying that such and such was vaccinated, right? But she died. Because she was infected by unvaccinated people. Well, how do they know that? How do they know where people are infected? Because a vaccinated person could have just as well infected her. And then why did she die? If you're vaccinated and you die, they tell us you're an outlier. It's rare. But it does account for about 5% of all death right now are vaccinated patients because they probably have comorbidities. Okay, no vaccination is perfect. Fine. I'll take my chances with a vaccination. Some people don't want one. I don't think there should be a mandate. That's all. I don't think so. I can protect myself and others can protect themselves. And if they don't want to protect themselves, they can live with the consequences. That's how America has always been. They have always been that way. John, you have a comment. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Tom. I was calling about the sort of the mandate. I'm against the mandate and feel like it's not right that they force us to do a vaccination. But you brought up about why do they have a mandate? And I think they want control. This is not about COVID. It's not about the vaccine. It's about control. You've got governors and mayors of cities that you make decisions to shut down a business at their whim. They don't want to give up that power. COVID is never going to go away.
No, I understand that. And, John, you make a good point. It is a thing of control, and I've said that before. Once unelected officials, and elected, of course, but once they start getting a taste of this power, everything can become mandated in the sake of our health now. You see, they've never had a control before. Now they do. And everyone on the progressive side, they're all lining up. Why? I don't understand it. Why? I'd like to know. Call me. I respect you. I have many progressive ideas when it comes to education and all that. I love helping people. But I want to know from someone who claims to be progressive. Please call me. Listen, I'm not an ideologue. I'm not going to sit here and berate you. I'm not going to say, well, my friend, this and that, and then tear you up. I'm not going to be Michael Brown. I'm not going to be Ross Kaminsky. I'm not going to be Dan Kaplis. I'm going to be they listen, by the way, but they tear you up because they have all of their conservative thoughts in a row. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. One caller asked, does the CDC mandate the vaccine for employees? I don't know. I know there was a rumor that they don't, but I don't know. And here's the other thing that pisses me off. When social media takes a stand for all of us, Facebook is taking down all anti-vaccine material. That hurts. I mean, that sucks. You see, we were tricked into thinking social media was an exchange of ideas. We were tricked because then they came out and said, well, yeah, it's an exchange of ideas, but it's on our platform, and we get to decide which ideas can be explored. So it's really...
And you you agree to that when you get your free account for Facebook or YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing's free.
But I think that we should apply the same rules that we do for everything, and that is they're using public broadbands, public airways. Everything is public that they're using, the entire backbone of the Internet, and they should not be allowed. The FCC... Federal Communications Commission has to update its regulations to deal with fairness in all realms, not just over the air. Over the air, we can't X out a candidate on the air. We can't, Mark. We're not allowed to. When it comes to elections and people want to advertise, we are not allowed to X them out. Instagram just nixed out an entire president. Because they don't like them.
Well, it's more than Instagram.
No, but what I'm saying is we're not allowed to do that on broadcast.
Yeah.
So why? Because they use the argument we're on public airways. Well, tell me which part of the Internet is not on a public backbone. Tell me which part of it. Because the entire infrastructure could not exist without at least using some public communication or at least granted franchises by government. Comcast is a government franchise. I mean, granted. I mean, all of these people, the last mile wired, everything is granted by the government.
That's changing, though.
Well, it's not, but it hasn't changed, has it?
Starlink, it's launched. People are using it. That is. I don't know how they connect to anything. I mean, there's satellites that he paid for up in the sky.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at, Mark, is even launching a satellite, you have to get permission from the government.
Oh, that's true.
So everything we are doing on social media somehow crosses a government line.
Except for the targeted servers, Tom. If I own my listen to the whole thing. If I own my server, it's mine. Okay, hold on, wait. The path you choose to come to my server is public. But my server is still private.
Okay, it is, but I'll tell you this.
Okay, let's go.
then the government can say, you're not allowed, your server's not allowed on public airways unless you abide by fairness. And fairness should be an exchange of all ideas. Why are we letting high-tech moguls, billionaires and millionaires and influencers decide what we see and what we don't see? That is a dangerous thing. I don't give a crap if they say it's private
enterprise.
Because congressmen and senators don't understand a damn thing. They don't get the net, okay? They don't get this reality. So they're trying to legislate into stuff that they have no idea.
But Talib, they're the elites, though. Even they could very well understand it. If none of it's going to change their lives, it's going to enrich them.
Okay, so they understand it or don't understand.
They could not exist without the government.
No, they couldn't.
And God damn it, why am I not allowed to? We have to take advertising from anybody.
Because the
FCC.
And we have to do public service announcements from anybody.
Legislation hasn't caught up with the times. The whole thing about the FCC is
But
that
they don't want to catch up.
Well, no, but
That's exactly right.
right. But there are frequencies. You need someone to regulate frequencies so that whatever frequency KHOW is broadcasting on, it's reserved for you.
People
right?
could block out Trump if they want.
But Tom, am I right?
You can block anybody you want.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
On
can
my
too.
stuff. I can on my stuff.
Yeah.
I can.
So why do I
on my
want
stuff.
them to do it?
Well,
They're
who-
deciding
who is
if I
them?
should block it out.
But who is them? Okay, if I can block out my stuff, okay, I can block out anything I want.
Rocky Mountain IVMedics.com. I don't say that lightly. I use them every single month. I love these people, Rocky Mountain IVMedics.com. They come to you and they take care of you with IV treatment in your home. And what I mean by that is you can go in your office too. I have it done right here in the studio. And it doesn't cost any more than going to an IV clinic, RockyMountainIVMedics.com. And you can text them or call them, and it's like Uber. You can make a same-hour appointment. So if you have hangovers, migraines, if you have COVID, if you want to get over the hump of a sickness, pain, if you want to just be hydrated, 720-987-2155.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example,
I see what Talib's saying, though. He's basically saying you can choose what to block on yours. Why can't they? Because
No.
bigger,
What I mean is,
going to be.
no. You can. What I'm saying is, they're a distributor. They're a distributor.
No, they're a single point.
They're a distributor.
I am my servers, and I am every instance of my servers.
When
But
I
they
send
are
it
mine.
to you
But
for
I
social
don't
media.
send it to you on social media. You come and get it, Tom.
No,
I don't send you nothing on social
Yes,
media.
you do.
You get on your computer
Listen,
and you go.
if you're the server,
Uh-huh.
and President Trump wants to fucking tweet, he's sending you something, and then you're resending it out. That's how it works, to me. Well, that's how it works. Whether you like it or not.
No, I am Trump, and I'm typing into your server. You are your server, and your server is making it available, and everybody in the world is coming.
They're not
together.
making it available.
No.
They're blocking
No,
it.
but whether they make it available or not, the choice to come and get it is the individual's choice to come and
That's
get
right. It should be the individual.
it. It is the individual.
But here's how it's happening. I'm the distributor. I have a server. He tweets to me, and here's how it normally works. If I like that fucking tweet, I let you come and get it. If
Okay,
I don't
okay.
like his
I
tweet,
like that.
I fucking stop you.
I like that.
Now,
because
should I stop you?
I like that because you see, I let you come and get it. I didn't send it to you. I didn't make you take it, and I'm not keeping you from receiving it. I am allowing you to come into my house and get this.
But their servers are saying you can't subscribe to him because I fucking blocked him.
Because I own that server. I mean,
But you're a distributor using government infrastructure.
By name, they are providers. Okay, they are not distributors.
But
The
whether
network
like it or
is
not, that's what they
distribution.
are.
The
They
network
relay
is
fucking
distribution.
messages.
They're taking away your choice.
They
It's
fucking
like-
relay
by
messages to
by
me.
taking away that tweet.
Come on.
blocking that tweet, you don't have
No,
the
I
access
agree.
to
No,
that
I
tweet.
agree with the control issue. I agree with the
Talib,
fact
if
that-
those motherfuckers said we're a private enterprise and no black people can have an account, you'd have a way different fucking attitude. You would, but they would give it's private. I can do what the fuck I want. Is that true? No, it's not.
People are compelled to control their environment from your house all the way out to the street, to your neighborhood.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see social media try to block black people. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. And say, we're private. We can do what the fuck we want.
You got to understand.
Well, tell me why that wouldn't be okay.
It wouldn't be okay.
Why?
Well, at that point,
they block Trump. They don't want him. Why is that okay? Why is it okay to block Trump but not black people? Tell me why. Give me a reason. I know what you're going to say, because blocking black people is unconstitutional. So is blocking freedom of speech. It's the same fucking thing. You can't, because they choose who to block, and it ain't right. Because fucking people should have a choice to block them on their own.
It's definitely not right, but it's legal.
Exactly. I am not.
No, I don't think it is legal. I just think it hasn't been fought yet, because it's blocking a constitutional right. Just like if somebody was
think
black.
of that can of worms it would open.
Then
they got to tell me what I have to have on my server.
No, they don't. They just say you can't fucking block. That's all. You can't fucking block. You know what? The fucking Taliban is on there, for God's sakes.
You're making great arguments, but it's just not how the law is written right now.
No, they haven't challenged it. You're wrong, Mark. The law says freedom of fucking speech and fucking race and fucking religion and age.
Trump's got $1 billion.
What if they block
Why didn't he fight
What if they block fucking old people? Because they say screen time is unhealthy for them, and give a fucking reason. It's unconstitutional, because age is protected. So is speech. So if fucking Trump has bad speech, who gives a fuck? The freedom of speech wasn't made for chocolate chips, what it's made for. And for someone to say, well, we don't like it, it's dangerous, fuck you! There used to be fucking recipes to make an atomic bomb on the fucking internet. And they took it the fuck down, didn't they?
I have no idea.
No, they didn't. Because Trump is more dangerous than making a fucking atomic bomb. And he's more dangerous than the Taliban. No, he just doesn't follow the fucking narrative. Bullshit, private enterprise. I have a restaurant. Stay the fuck out. I don't like what you're saying.
Hey, Tom, we can't put CBD on Facebook or Google.
I'm Tom Martino.
303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. If you guys listen off or online, you get a treat during the breaks. That's what I got to tell you, man. I just went off. I can't help it. It's going to be on YouTube and Facebook, but they'll probably block me on Facebook. Guarantee that. Anyway, Joe, what is your comment on government control?
Well, yeah, to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think you have a situation where opinion turns into industry, and you end up with propaganda for profit. So let's take ivermectin. I may have an opinion that ivermectin is a good treatment. There's probably some doctors that do.
Yeah.
But most of what's being pushed is being pushed by people selling ivermectin. Links to ivermectin.
That's with any product, though.
But everyone does
difference?
that. Now, you're right, though. There are a lot of charlatans.
Who the hell needs Title Lock?
There are a lot of
There's
a lot of charlatans in this world, Joe. You're right. But people should have the right to choose and to find out what's good and what's bad. Now, if people make false claims about a product, that's a different. There are regulations. You can't lie about a product. I mean, but that has to be sought out. You can't lie about a product. But you're getting into a whole different realm of consumer products. You're right, though. When people start hawking things, then some people capitalize on it as a commercial industry. Well, guess what?
That's our entire media.
I'm going to tell you something, Joe. I'm going to tell you something, Joe, that might knock you on your ass. I'm going to tell everyone something. Freedom has its consequences and its risks, and I love them all because we now have to I turned my mic off. We have to take control of our own lives And we have to decide things. And we have to explore the truth. And we have to make decisions for ourselves. By God, that is what people died for in this country. Not for some nanny frickin' government to tell us what to do and to puppet us. That is not America, for God's sakes. Listen, this is the ultimate consumer issue. We should be intelligent, and if we're not, go screw yourself. Live by the consequences. But we should have the freedom to explore ideas, ideologies, anything we want. And by God, if you break a law and you hurt someone, go to jail. Punish the damn wrongdoers. Don't defund the police. Kill the killers. But what we should do is let people be free.
So Tom,
what happened to freedom? What happened to liberty? What happened to me deciding ivermectin is bad or ivermectin is good? Or I want vitamin D. I want to strengthen my immune system. I do not want a vaccine. And by the way, I got one, okay? I'm just saying, what's wrong with freedom? For God's sakes, freedom has consequences and risks. We knew that from the beginning. We used to accept it. We used to glorify it. God, who said give me liberty or give me death? Now it's give me protection from everything, please. That's the new motto. And I am so sick and tired of it.
So, Tom, you want to get rid of the FDA and let anybody buy any drug at any time?
No, sure, Doc. That's exactly what I said, isn't it?
It is.
Just shut up.
You
okay?
said if somebody
you know
wants
what? Shut up.
You said
I mean it. Shut up.
If somebody wants to buy ivermectin.
Okay, did I say get rid of the FDA? I never said that. I said don't break laws, and if it's hurting people, you take it off the market. And what I'm saying is people have freedom right now. You can't regulate each and every supplement. Ivermectin is a drug. If a doctor thinks it's going to help his patient and he's a licensed MD and a compounding pharmacy gives it to a patient, the FDA does not outlaw ivermectin. It is an accepted antiviral medicine, Doc, and that's not what I'm saying. Don't mischaracterize what I'm saying with some feeble attempt to get me off track. We're taking a break.
I was asking you a question, Tom.
What you're doing is just getting me the fuck off track with a stupid comment. That's what the fuck it is. Come on. Just don't get me off track, all right? Oh, yeah, you know goddamn well I wasn't saying get rid of the fucking FDA. God damn it, this is not even worth a fucking question. Do you think I believe we should get rid of the FDA? Of course not.
No, my question was...
It's so stupid I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah, get rid of the fucking Consumer Product Safety Commission, too. Fucking freedom, that's all I want.
Atlas Shrugged, 1, 2, and 3.
Doc wants fucking control. I want freedom.
I don't want control.
Yeah, bullshit. You just take, you make a comment to fucking try to discredit what I just said.
No, I just said, should anybody be able to go in and buy information?
Oh, of course. If a fucking doctor prescribes it, yes.
That wasn't my question.
Yeah, if a fucking no. You said, should we, do you think they should do away with the FDA? Mile High
estate planning is now Blake Harris law. Blake Harris will answer all of your questions about estate planning. Do you need a will? What about a trust? Some people need an asset protection trust. Blake can answer all of your questions free of charge. 833 Ask Blake. Blake's been on the show several times as our expert. That's BlakeHarrisLaw.com. 833 Ask Blake. I use him for my stuff. Mark, Suzanne, their parents, we use him. 833 Ask Blake. Someone else we've used, theartofgranite.com. For all countertops. Whether those countertops are natural or man-made, you can get them at the Art of Granite. And the best part is you can get prices on the phone. All materials are wholesale. Tear out and haul away's free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. 303-386-5919. Get your price on the phone. theartofgranite.com. 303-386-5919.
The FDA does need you.
Now I don't drink during the week. My cravings are gone.
Somebody
I've
open
lost
on the mic?
weight. And I saved $300 on alcohol last month.
No, we didn't.
LifeBack is a unique, physician-approved program for those who want to cut back on drinking or quit completely. Suppress the cravings, improve relationships, get healthy, and start saving money today. Drink less, live more. Get your life back. Call or visit lifebac.com now. Call 888-959-8858.
I was drinking 4 bottles of whiskey a week. I didn't want to go to AA or rehab, and I didn't want to quit completely.
Right.
Now I don't drink
So
during
do
the week.
you know what this is, this life back?
saved my life.
I should look it up. I'm just
LifeBack
curious.
is a unique, physician-approved program.
I wonder if it's
and
like a mild
cut back
antidote.
on drinking or quit completely. Suppress
So
the
you
cravings,
take it 3
improve
days a week, you take
relationships, get
antidotes.
healthy.
The other 4 days a week, you drink it as much as you want.
Live more. Get
That
your
was
life
your
back.
life?
Call or visit lifebac.com.
Well, I don't know, how long does that use last? It's like,
8858.
Once you build up,
Yeah.
it lasts for about 72 hours.
okay.
But or they can actually have modifications.
Oh, are you charging your phone on purpose?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it was like down to 10%.
Okay, I got it.
Is that right?
Yeah, I don't need it.
Should have seen the look on their faces in there when you were touching off and off. Suzanne about pulled out her hair.
You've shared half your life together, built your family and careers together. She doesn't just complete your sentences, she's your best.
I've gotten the
Is
full,
it time to
now
tell
I've
her
gotten the
you
full
married
Martino
her all
blowback.
over again?
I don't think
Steve
you give me any
Williams.
angrier.
Williams Tours suggesting maybe it's time for that second dime. The diamond you
That's
always
true,
wanted to give
because I
away.
don't
But
have,
now,
but if I had
here
one,
at our famous Williams Jewelers Diamond Farm, you'll see way more beautiful certified larger diamonds than you find in average stores. 2, 3, 4 carat diamonds in stock every day at the guaranteed best price in Colorado. And the diamond professionals to help you create not just your ultimate diamond ring, but a true family legacy. So when you want to say I love you, your birthday, your anniversary, or just because it's time, come to the store that started it all. Williams Jewelers.
I know. I hate fucking left versus right. I hate it.
No wonder I dig it.
Nobody.
James more water.
I know, James, much more important.
No, that's not. You want another water too, Jamie? Doc, you want some water?
No, I'm
Tom,
good.
Coke,
I'm
something?
good.
Facebook, YouTube is hot with you today, Doc.
What?
I said YouTube is hot with y'all today.
Oh, what's it saying?
We're good.
It's probably it's going to go viral, Tom.
This one is getting praised up.
Is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
Good work, Tom. You have a forum where thousands can hear you. Congratulations. You are helping people understand.
Other common digestive conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac.
Let's do away with the FDA so everyone can take it.
Well, where do you draw the line?
I never said that.
No,
I'm talking about freedom to choose.
Okay.
I'm not saying we should go out and take drugs, for God's sake. I said don't break laws. That's a really important part you didn't hear.
But you asked me a question.
You asked, what should we do? Away with the FDA? What even made a hint of fucking that? When I said don't break laws, I said if you break the law, fucking punish them.
Yeah.
I call it
circles. When you talk to people, I get an opinion, you get an opinion, I get an opinion. Listen to the doctor. It starts to go in circles. And it's cycles until there's consensus. Or the circle sits breaks.
Ross was talking. Who's the guy after us?
And that's real.
He's talking about peanut butter.
Hi,
sandwich.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Joe, go ahead.
Go ahead. What's going on, sir? Joe?
Oh, no, I just wanted to finish up and say I totally agree with everything that you said. And maybe it goes back to that server is my server, and if I think somebody is trying to manipulate the system,
that server is my server. That store is my store. I don't want black people in my store. It's my store. I don't want black people in my store. I don't want black people on my server. Wait a minute. Facebook would be sued. Twitter would be sued. Joe's Breakfast would be sued. Why? Because being black is constitutionally protected. So is having different ideas. That's what I'm getting at, Joe. All constitutional rights are sacred, yet social media, if they tried to ban black people, what would happen? They would never be allowed, but they are being allowed to block freedom of speech. What is the difference in the two rights? What's the difference?
Those consequences you be talking about.
There's no difference. Rights are rights. They're all equal under the law.
I think, though, I'm pretty sure a KKK group or something could have their own server and do whatever they want with it, right?
I'm talking about social media being a distributor of information.
We got to change the laws, though. That's the fix to it. You got to quit protecting these guys. And
Brett,
right now, the government that's in there is protecting them.
Because they like what they're doing.
Of course they do.
In fact, they use them.
It's the agenda.
One senator reached out and said, you got to ban, reached out to Amazon saying you got to ban Dr. Mercola's book, The Truth About COVID. They told him, you got to ban the book. They're forcing him to ban the book. I mean, they're forcing Amazon. And Amazon hasn't given in yet, but they could. And Amazon could simply say, we're not going to sell that book. What's the difference? It's like book burning. We're never going to sell that book. Okay, what if Amazon said, we're never going to publish a black author? What is the freaking difference? They're a private company. That excuse doesn't work with blacks, with Hispanics, with homosexuals.
Women.
It doesn't work. Why does it work with ideas, which is also protected? Because the government is choosing what part to protect to support their narrative. That is the only reason. Brett, what is your comment?
My comment, hey, thanks, Steve. Tom, if you reason that they don't, there's no individual responsibility is because that way you can't blame groups of people. That's what they're doing now. They're blaming groups of people for something going wrong. And I want everybody to keep something in mind. I've said this before. That a human being has not evolved a whole lot since the time of Mussolini.
Somehow he got disconnected, and I just disconnected Joe. He had enough to say. So let's go to Peggy. Peggy, what do you have to say? Go ahead, Peggy. I'm sorry, Brett. You got disconnected by mistake. What's going on, Peggy?
Hi, this is Peggy from Pueblo, and I want to call and talk to you a moment about the shot mandate.
Go ahead.
I'm not for it. I did get vaccinated.
So did I.
And I almost died. Ended up 5 days in the hospital with pneumonia. They tested me from everything from HIV to TB.
What did you have?
They never give me. It's right after I got the second shot.
Wow. Do you have any?
I know I got it from the shot.
Are you overweight or unhealthy in any other way?
I am. I am overweight. The shot is not for everyone, and I want to warn people.
It knocked Susanna on her ass for a day. Then she was fine, but I think that's pretty typical on that second shot.
Peggy was sick for 5 days. I believe you, Peggy. I believe you.
I'm in the hospital 5 days.
That sucks.
Peggy, I believe you. I believe you. I really do. June, what is your issue with an HOA? June, we want to get started on this problem. What issue are you having with an HOA?
June, let's see if she's still there. Also, I'm taking your comments on vaccine mandates and freedom.
Real freedom. Not freedom to support a specific narrative. How about that? Real freedom with consequences and with risks.
We also have Deputy Dollar coming up with some follow-ups.
Yeah, it's funny, the political show on KOA, they're talking, when I walked out there in the hallway, they're talking about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
No, this is smoking today.
And the political's over here.
We are smoking today.
I don't think I'm getting political, though, Mark.
Oh.
Mark,
okay, there's nothing.
But unintentionally.
No, you're not being you're not being polarized politics.
Yeah, it's political, but you're not going.
Political. It's just not
polarized. The only one you're going against are people that aren't even listening.
I'm a registered independent.
Because I don't think there's many of them. By the way, so am I. In fact, I've never been registered or affiliated with either party ever.
That would be really cool if you could actually take the show and do one from San Francisco or Seattle.
We have the freedom to do
Say that again?
We have the freedom to do that.
It'd be really cool if you guys could take this show, this particular commentary, to San Francisco or Seattle.
Yeah.
Which, man, you talk about polarized.
I don't know if they'd let you do that. No, I'm saying what today is. I'm not so sure they'd allow that in California.
What?
I'm not so sure iHeart would allow that. I really don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Pretty cool. Because that's what they need is somebody that can actually talk without the red and blue tags and just say, here's an issue, right? And make it equal.
The problem with the problem with this
and then they still go in on
AM talk, okay,
the one that
even
was supposed to
FM
go in
now,
tomorrow, I
talk
got processed and it wasn't.
is
So it won't go in
the
until
majority
Tuesday.
by
I'm still
far
here checking.
are right wing.
Okay.
No matter how you look at it,
I didn't think so, but I thought just in case it was a weird account.
So you're
Okay.
pretty much not changing anybody because they're already on board with you. This show's a little different because generally it doesn't matter who's listening because there's nothing political. But in a lot, if you went and did a political show like that in California, that's all there is there already. You know, Rush Limbaugh or whoever's doing that now and everything. I'm just saying you're talking to your own people. You're not talking to other people. Wouldn't you agree with that? 99% of Rush's audience loved Rush.
It's an echo chamber, period.
That's all it is.
Boom, boom,
If,
boom,
Demo-
boom,
if
boom.
the Democrats tried it, what was it called? What did the Democrats try about 10 years ago? Air America. Fucking failed. Like, they couldn't sell any advertising.
And nobody
Because those people that listen to that shit are listening to music and watching Maury Povich or whatever the fuck during the day.
Maury Povich?
Excuse me. I'm not kidding.
That was funny actually seeing you guys in there.
Okay, so, but real quick, on a little side note, urban talk here. So Adelaide's got a message from a boy she went to high school with. Adeline's our daughter in there helping me out. She reads this message. It's a boy who says, I moved back to Florida, but I just want you to know I would love to snatch your soul. And about, wait a second, and about falls over. Addie didn't know what it meant, neither did I. I'll let you guys Google that one. Snatching your soul. It is.
Who is
That,
do
that
I know
was
the
a
boy?
no, that was quite the advance. Yes.
Well, that's terrible.
So Mark, even if you're even an independent, middle of the road in Seattle or San Francisco, and you write a communism just like that,
yeah,
you can't even talk to your friends or so-called friends.
Yeah.
It just turns into
a deal. I think that's slowly changing, though, man. Someone was just there. Oh, Suzanne's friend Trish. They went out to see a play and some other shit. They couldn't get over the homeless. They got camps like right down the damn road now.
Oh, that camp I was telling you about at the crux of the I-70 and 225.
You need to ban that fucking kid.
They rolled him over last night, yesterday afternoon. There were at least 4 cars.
Figure out where he works though, so I can get him fired. It'll take me about 10 minutes.
Okay, and yesterday, an army of police cars were over there, and this morning there's nothing there.
It was an encampment.
It was an encampment.
Make sure you tell Ethan too. Ethan needs to call
that's
this
what
son of a
Denver does.
bitch.
That's what Denver does. They roll on these homeless encampments, and
Here he is. He's cute.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I still don't like the idea.
Yeah, I did, but she didn't know. She thought maybe it was
Find out where he
something
works. I
romantic.
guarantee I can have him fucking jobless in a day.
Let's
Oh my goodness.
Guaranteed.
Let me say,
is that email on the work server?
Did you guys look it up? I looked it up.
Yeah.
How do you do that to a girl?
Skill.
You're fit.
Yeah, I am.
Nugget star Michael Porter Jr. is worried he might have a bad reaction to the coronavirus vaccine. Porter's had 2 bouts with COVID and said he's uncomfortable with the inoculation because he knows how his body reacts to the virus. That's the latest. I'm Chuck Clark.
Now,
See, there's other ones too. Being able to control your opposition not only physically, but with your mind.
Denver, looking forward to the lunch hour. I-70, we're running at speed limit across the city. Southbound I-25, Tampa breaks at I-76 and passing the stadium. Police have southbound I-25 shut
It's
down.
gone now. I wish I should have took pictures of it.
Shit, they said there was like a 5-mile one down one of the stretches of highways out there.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine a 5-mile encampment.
I can.
That reminds me of Scarface, the beginning where they're showing all the people coming over.
If you take a look at one of those homeless camps, but all the garbage is around it.
Oh, it's disgusting.
I literally walked through a few. I'm getting
I
down
used to
here.
bike by one in Commerce City on the bike. They had to take 5 40-yard dumpsters to get rid of all the stuff when they actually cleared them out.
Well, guess what? I mean, you know, it's kind of crazy, but you know, on one side, it makes perfect sense, but on the other side, it's ridiculous. Okay, you have all of that feces and trash and garbage because there's nothing there. So if I put up a homeless encampment and you drag one of those 40-foot dumpsters down there, you don't think they're going to toss their shit over there in that dumpster?
Did you verify?
No, I think a lot of what we're considering would be tossed in the dumpster. That's their shit.
Online too. Okay, thanks.
You follow what I'm saying?
No, I understand what you're saying, which is exactly what happens when getting the rolls on it. They literally take their tents, their blankets, they take their tents, their blankets, their jackets, whatever.
But they give them. They say, "Hey, we're coming in fucking Wednesday." At least that was my understanding.
No, man, they did not tell those people they were coming in. They rolled on you in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. This is what they do. They do not. They tell you we're rolling on these encampments, but they do not tell you which one they're coming to get.
Overproduction
They don't. They just come get you.
proteins. And these inflammatory proteins, because other cells produce more inflammatory proteins, and they develop.
But will she now be protected?
Well, yeah, but she probably developed ARDS, not pneumonia. Acute respiratory distress.
Now, will she be protected?
I don't think he's
even with that reaction.
Yeah, because she still has antibodies like everybody else. Her cells are fine.
Would she have had that storm had she just gotten the virus?
No,
you know, there's about 5 states that Biden barely won that are his ratings are 30%
now. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, this hour brought to you by Renew Home Innovations for beautiful bathrooms. Specifically in the shower or tub area, they can do a new big giant rectangular shower where your shower tub was for a new modern look. No threshold. You can wheel in or walk in. It's for people with disabilities or not. Perimeter drains, beautiful custom wall systems by American Standard. No maintenance and American Standard fixtures. They can do shower tub combinations, and I call them shubs. Anyway. Renew Home Innovations, special discounts for seniors and veterans, 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000, renewhomeinnovations.com. On a referral list at referralist.com. Okay, now we have June, who has an issue with an HOA problem. We also have in the studio with us, we have Panacea Life Sciences, and you have a special going on with oils. Oil drops. Are oil drops pure CBD, or are they mixed with something? Just pull it over to you. You don't have to move it. You don't have to contort yourself.
Exercise.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
It's CBD in an MCT coconut oil, so it helps with absorption.
So is it mostly CBD, though?
Yeah. I mean, so we have different strengths that range from 30 milligrams per milliliter dose up to 50 milligrams.
So that's a dropper.
Right.
Now, in a dropper, is there any THC? Do you have both? Full spectrum? I like full spectrum, by the way. I like that touch of THC because I don't care about drug tests, and it doesn't make you high. Even though, see, people don't understand that. The ones with THC don't make you high. I like both, but does the full do you have full spectrum oils?
We have both. So we'll have the 0.3% THC, which makes it industrial hemp, and then non-detect, which is drastically reduced.
And they both help with pain?
Yes.
Anxiety?
Pain and anxiety and sleep are the 3 major indications.
I heard there's a study about hair growth, honest to God, better than minoxidil.
Yeah.
See, that is incredible. Minoxidil is incredibly expensive, and it's terribly cumbersome to do every day.
Yeah, so there's a study that was just published last month that actually showed that topical application was as good, if not better, than minoxidil.
That's freaking hard to believe. So you take the oil and put it on your head?
Well, you can, but Tom, what we're going to do is we're going to get a scalp lotion.
Are you going to make a scalp lotion?
Yes, we are.
When will that be out?
Probably January.
Okay. Now for the drops, it's BOGO, B-O-G-O.
It's just oil drops. So when they go in to make the purchase, it's buy one, get one free. And put in oil drops in the coupon code.
Okay, so just put in the word oil drops, and how much will they get off?
So if they buy one, they'll get one free. So they'll get 2 for the price of one.
Okay, that's good. Buy one, get one free. The promo code is oil drops. Oil drops. Lynn, you have a comment on vaccine mandates we were talking about. Go ahead, Lynn. What is your comment?
I
the government was not sworn in to protect us from boo-boos and viruses. They were sworn in to protect our rights and the Constitution.
That's right. I totally agree with you.
All in to protect our borders.
Yes, protect. Yeah. I know. The government is focusing on being our nanny right now, and I agree with you. Listen, I got an idea. I want to just do something. I just want to do something crazy here. I'm going to try something. I'm going to call somebody cold because I have an idea. I want to give consumers, honest to God, I want to give them a special treat. We just gave them. What's going on? What's going on? Suze? I don't know what's going on here.
You've been blocked by the phone company, bro.
I'm trying to call this number.
Big sister is watching.
I'm trying to call this number cold. Hold on. Let's hear what happens. What the? Oh.
Who are you trying to call, man?
I'm trying to call someone.
Did you dial 9?
Yeah, I dialed 9.
Give it to Suzanne to call so we can do it.
I dial 9, then 1, then I do 9. I'm going to try it one more time. I want to do a special deal here. I just got an idea because we just did a special deal with those oil. Okay, good. This is kind of dangerous, cold calling people, but I'll do it.
George?
George, Tom Martino. Okay, I was going to fool you, but I'm going to tell you we're on the air. I wasn't going to tell you, but then I thought we're friends. We might get talked about. Okay, so listen, man. It's slow right now. I know it's slow because it's not cold and it's not hot, and I'm serious about this. I want to do a screaming deal, and I know that I'm springing this on you, but let's put it this way. I'll bet you don't have optimum calls today because it's not really cold and it's not really hot. And I read where September is kind of slow and October can be slow unless you get a cold snap. Here's the problem. When people get a cold snap, they start calling because they turn on their furnace for the first time and it doesn't work, or they have a problem, and then they can't get people out there. So what I want to do, I know that your normal $39 is a screaming deal. Honest to God, it is. I know companies that charge $200 for what you do because I've had it done. You literally pull out the blower. You take it apart to the extent you can. You clean the burners. You make adjustments. You look at all of the gas valves. You clean everything, and it is a massive job for $39, and it's worth that. But I'm going to ask you something crazy. I want you to do it and you can limit the number of people, but I'd like you to do it cheaper today, right now. I know. Listen. If this, I know I just sprung it on you. So if you want me to call you back, that's fine. And if you don't want to do it, I'm sure people would understand.
No, we could do it. I just asked while you were talking our capacity, so we can do a $19 tune-up again.
19. Hold on, 19. Okay, $19.
Yes. And our normal price, Tom, is $139, not $30.
No, I know, but the 39. I said the 39 is a special. I get it, but to do it for 19 would be freaking amazing. $19. I mean, that's a couple Starbucks. I want to ask something though. Are you going to limit the number?
We won't limit the number, but it's only people that haven't had us do this. Because if they've seen us, we just want people to understand the difference between us and others. Others just come to sell you something. We actually clean the dirt out to prevent breakdowns. That's what you want.
Okay.
So we clean the dirt off the motor. I mean, the motors, everything you said is true, but the motors is the biggest thing. That's what dirt cakes on and causes the biggest problems. They cause them to work harder and hotter. Oil starts to leak as the seal breaks.
Yeah.
They don't get maintained.
Yeah.
So we want them to see what we do if they've never seen it.
So the condition is they get a full furnace, clean and check and adjustment for $19, and it has to be a new customer who's never had it done before, or an existing customer that's never had it done before.
Right.
Okay. And they can call your regular number, and you're not limiting the number, but this is $19, folks, is only for people who haven't had it done before, And the number is 720-526-3939. And I'll have Mark remind people, too, 720-526-3939. Okay.
Hey, Tom, just tell them to schedule it before 3 o'clock today.
Okay, now they don't have to have it done before 3. You want it scheduled before 3, right?
Right. They won't have it done today. It'll just be scheduled before 3.
Okay, so you have to schedule it before 3. Thank you. Okay, appreciate it. Michael, what's on your mind? Go ahead, Michael.
Hi, Tom. Thank you for taking my call again. I called in earlier this week, but I had a comment.
Hold on one second, Michael. Let me just get rid of that line there. I don't know what happened. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a quick comment on the vaccine mandate. So, President Biden has actually called on, he's put out this thing where he's going to be trying to work with the world leaders to have 70% of the world's population vaccinated by this time next year. And, there's been this, I've heard this in the past couple of days, that there's this idea of having a biannual, yearly flu shot and COVID-19 combination shot, which I think would be really dangerous. But my point that I wanted to make, why, if there's going to be a mandate, do we not have some kind of congressional hearings where our elected officials, can ask questions about this vaccine, that we could say, well, before you're going to mandate this on our, because, listen, the Constitution, I think, delegates things to come from the state, not from the federal government. So if there's going to be a federal mandate, I think that there should be some kind of congressional hearings on, the safety and efficacy of this vaccine.
But he's doing it under emergency. They do all of this under emergency orders, Michael. That's how they're getting away with all of this. That's how a guy sitting at the health department at your local county who's never been elected to anything can issue a mandate closing down businesses. I mean, it's really weird. June, I want to get to this HOA problem. I'm sorry for your wait. What is going on with your HOA, June?
So, excuse me. So, thanks, Tom.
And I'm sorry for the wait, dear. I'm really sorry. So, what's going on?
So, there was hail damage to the roof and the aluminum siding.
Okay.
So they finally got approval through the insurance company, got the money, hired a company. They started in April. We have about 150 units.
Now, you guys didn't have a special assessment, did you?
Not for this.
Okay. So, they hired a company to fix the hail damage. What went wrong?
So they started on the units in April. They started on my unit on July 21st.
Okay.
It's still not done. I can't use my patio. I can't use my garage.
Well, what do they say? What do they say is the problem?
So they started my unit.
Yeah, and what's the problem?
July 21st, and they worked on it and got it like 2/3 of the way done, and then hopped to another unit.
But why?
Because it's poorly managed.
So do they plan on coming back?
Yes, so I keep getting notices on my door that they're going to come back. And they were supposed to come back on the 15th of September, and they were supposed to be done
But they're
the 30th.
still on site. They're still on site. Is that right?
Right. But you notice today is past September 30th. They have still not completed putting on the siding.
I get it.
They still have.
All right.
They still have to paint.
All right, hold on. We're going to have somebody call there for you. Hold on. Deputy Doc will get called.
I also want to talk about that storm you're talking about. What kind of storm?
Cytokine?
Yes. I want to talk about these.
Reading false historical data on it about why they changed the
Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself.
Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage.
Why do People do that at HOAs. To Deputy Doc, this HOA issue, if you could get through them and just find out what the hell they're doing. Why did they start her unit and not go back to it? I'm sure they're going to have something to say. Yeah. FBI agents at Laundry's home. Is it laundry?
Yeah, laundry. It reads like laundry to me.
I think it is laundry.
Won't last long, and our new fast track loan process can get it done in record time.
Oh, bullshit.
Call today, 844.
This guy is truly suspicious now. I mean, what the hell?
He's been suspicious. I mean, you get him from day one.
It's the
Look.
no-brainer.
I'll tell you, man, talk about knowing how to get back in the fucking free advertising biz. Dog's a man.
All right, I'm gonna go see what we can do about this.
Why was his show canceled? Was it because of his remarks?
His wife was dying of cancer.
Didn't he have remarks he did about his daughter's boyfriend was black or something? Didn't he make remarks about that?
I honestly don't know. I never watched his show.
No, not on the show. It was somebody recorded it.
Cars under $10,000 and even 2020 models. So get shopping today at thesharpsride.com. Not taking advantage of today's low rates? Things are going lower. With Ideal Home Loans, you'll always get the lowest rate with Ideal's exclusive interest rate guarantee.
Is Dan on vacation?
No, he's not with us anymore. I mean, he's not dead.
Just like Dan's not here.
Dan's not here.
He's not dead.
Dan's not here, man. You know exactly where I went.
What was that?
Teaching John. Dave's not here.
And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer? Don't wait. It's more treatable in early stages. Tell me more.
It's actually just today you can't say
it detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers. 92%.
Which is I think all of that super correctness is part of the facade. It's part of the misdirection to keep you from thinking anything. From thinking. Okay, we're just going to load you with all kinds of misdirection. Up is up, down is down, left is right, right is wrong.
It takes a lot of time. Now my wife says I've got to get my first clean for $19.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or your online prescriber.
You know what?
It's right for you.
I would like you to give me
visit colonguard.com.
Okay. I mean, true, honest to God.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD. It has really been working for
don't say anything about
knowing
the relation.
But I am aware of how much it is helping. The more I like it. And I told you about the ball I've used at shoulder injury recently. I continue to use the ball on my shoulder, and it really helps me. I use
Tell her to do it now. Why it's $19.
It's simple inflammation reduction. Now what I've really liked is sleep.
Yeah,
they're good.
I always had a problem sleeping. Right?
I don't know. Did you see his response on that?
30 minutes before bed, and honestly, it has really helped me relax and sleep.
I'm fine. I got no problem with it. I don't like the whole.
For athletes to use pre and post.
The only thing that differs is he's saying to leave the reviews afterwards. She was insistent on they wanted her to leave the reviews yesterday. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know where the truth lies, nor am I going to try to judge it.
Well, I know, but
she's a little fucking nutty. I'll be straight up. But she's a little fucking nutty.
And he was saying, he's saying, look, if you go the extra mile, I don't want her slamming.
Light showers this morning, and then we'll see mostly cloudy skies throughout your Thursday. Our coolest day of the week, highs in the low 60s. I'm weather team meteorologist Kylie Burst.
It's back to school today,
And
but off to college.
I do believe she didn't realize how.
Best 529 savings account.
I don't agree with Nick on. She did pay 100% up front. He's going, well, she doesn't have to pay for a year because she had zero interest or whatever. But the finance company that she signed for transferred the full amount to him.
Of course, that's right.
Yeah, well, that's what she doesn't like. Because they told her she would pay some up front, some in the middle, and some at the end. They took the entire amount up front.
But still, it's no interest though for a year.
I know, but I'm just where she's coming from, and I understand because I come from there too. First of all, you would think the 12 months would be starting when the
job is done.
Not before the job's even booked.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Ellen, let's talk about your extended warranty. What's going on with you?
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
That's from yesterday, and actually Skyline Mitsubishi wants to come on and talk. I'm trying to reach them.
Hold on then. Hold on, Ellen. Let's go to Deputy Dollar. Deputy Dollar, you have some follow-ups. What's going on, Deputy Dollar?
Good morning, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
So our first one is Neil that had been using the BetMGM app.
Oh, yeah. He was using the app, and he said he couldn't get his cash out of there. And, Mark, what did we think it might have been? It might have been some credit that can't be converted?
Honestly, after talking to him, I have no idea what it was.
Anyway, what did you find out about it?
So I did a little research, and I got a text from Neil yesterday, and he got his money. I think it was just a matter of, like, the processing time from BetMGM.
Yeah, we told him what to do, I thought, and that we just said to go in and what did we say? To just transfer it out. What was the problem he was having?
He didn't know because he wasn't in front of it.
Yeah,
he didn't see the option to transfer on the website.
Oh, okay.
And then it appeared, and looking at the BetMGM website, you know, sometimes when these payouts, I think that set up something up to 5 days or something. But he got his money. He's happy.
Good.
So that's good.
Excellent. What else is going on? Yeah, we gave him that information, and he used it accordingly.
You know, most of those places, if you have your checking account connected to them, I mean, you're funded the next day either way.
So that's good
news.
What
I think it
else?
took a little longer than a couple days. So we had a call last week from Laura, who had purchased a car from Vroom, a pickup truck, back in April, and she was having a problem getting her title.
Laura, let's see. It was from Vroom, right?
Yeah, I remember it. It had been quite a long time, and she still didn't have the title.
Yeah.
We looked it up, and basically, I think they were supposed to deliver title within 30 days in that state.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't.
So what happened?
I thought it was Kathleen was her name. I don't know, but
no, it was Laura Klein, actually. But
oh no, okay. She was calling for her best friend. Got it. Okay. So what happened?
Her husband. So we did a three-way call with Vroom. We got this wonderful person at Vroom by the name of Karen.
That's really cool that you could do that. You know, so many people don't know what to do with online stuff. And what happened?
And Karen said, I see we have the paperwork. Laura had to send her something while we were on the phone. And then Karen said, we can issue your temporary plate on Monday.
Good.
And we have everything to send to the state of Colorado. And she said, I'll follow up. She was going to send, keep Laura in the loop. But that one looks to be done now. So
excellent.
Just now processing time on the state of Colorado.
We appreciate that, Deputy Dollar. Thank you very much. We have more coming up on well, actually, let's talk a little first. 303-713-8255. So we've had a lot of successes lately. Now, we're working on one where an HOA started to fix hail damage in one unit and then moved on. She doesn't know why. And then this hole in the radiator and this warranty issue. We are awaiting a copy of the warranty. I don't know if we got it or not, but this woman and her wife bought a Jeep at Skyline, 2012, paid $4,200 for a warranty and couldn't get anything fixed because they said the warranty was invalid. However, we found out that they had used the warranty twice before, Mark. She never told us that.
Yeah, not only that, they also said if she brought it over to the shop, they would fix the current radiator problem at no cost, and then they would basically
extend the warranty.
Well, check the correct box and start the warranty over. I mean, she left out a hell of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to follow that one up. Now we have Jamie Baumgarten with RealCBDThatWorks.com, Panacea Life Sciences. If you go for the CBD oil drops, they're pure oil drops, either with or without THC. You can use the promo code Oil Drops, and you'll get buy one, get one free. Now, I give you the website thatworks.com, but it goes right to panacealife.com. So whatever you want there. Jamie, what's the biggest trend? What can we look forward to? I like the tonic for hair growth, which actually studies show it grows better than minoxidil. What else? What else is coming out or on the fore? What's happening with CBD?
So don't laugh too hard, but a new product that was conceived on this show is our immunity product.
Cool.
So
it's going to be an immunity booster. Can you say that?
Yes, we can, because we're including ingredients that have been clinically shown to protect against the cold and flu.
And so has CBD in itself.
CBD has not been shown to be an antiviral.
Not antiviral, but a help to the immune system.
Absolutely. And also it's an antimicrobial. So when you think about CBD inclusion, typically when you get the flu or something, then you can actually get strep throat after. So the aches and pains that actually come with a cold or flu, as well as protection against secondary bacterial infection.
What is it called? What's going to be called?
Marketing is going to kill me if I put a name on it, but right now it's going to be immunity.
Okay. Oh, I love it. Okay.
But one of the things that we're doing, Tom, is there's a lot of things that CBD does, right? And we're
like tons.
And we're trying to include functional ingredients that actually give products with purpose. Right. So immunity is one.
Right.
We're looking at joint support as another.
Right.
And so things of that nature.
So you add CBD to other things that also do that.
Correct. And so we get.
So you get formulation. So you can get a formulation for sports. You get a formulation for immunity. You get a formulation for sleep. For example, for sleep, you would pair it with melatonin.
And we already do that.
Right. So. Okay. And that's realcbdthatworks.com. More coming right up.
What's that? I can't give you royalties on the product, but we discussed that like 3 months ago, right?
Yeah, I said it would be a killer,
and it's so we took that seriously and started looking into it, and it's going to be a really good product.
Did you guys use troches at all?
Troches?
Troches, dissolvable tablets under the tongue. They have
sublingual.
They have staff with technical sublingual, Mark. They're
but the troches is where you would compound.
It's not like that.
So the issue with troches or dissolvable oral strips is we get into a little bit of trouble with the FDA. That they consider that a drug delivery mechanism.
You can't do it. It's basically
so if you look at a sublingual tablet, you do that because it dissolves on the tongue, then you swallow.
Yeah.
Right. So
now these, like my testosterone's all like that.
Mark, I switched over from pellets right now. Temporarily, because I just have too many
shots.
I have too many scar tissues in my ass to shots. I did my first one yesterday.
Why won't they get you the
and I feel like snatching your soul.
Why won't they compound?
Delete, you didn't hear that.
I sure did. What'd you say?
I said I switch over to testosterone, and I got my first shot yesterday. I said, now I feel like snatching your soul.
Not mine, baby.
At least it's looking at you.
No, not mine. I got no soul for you to snatch.
So what? Do you believe in that eugenics stuff?
Eugenics.
Eugenics.
I'm glad you said new.
What is a pure testosterone?
What is it? It's a testosterone. It's a natural fenugreek bark that supposedly is a natural extract that boosts your endogenous testosterone production.
Yeah, but how does it boost it though?
It makes your body generate it, I assume.
So it stimulates the pathways for testosterone generation.
Okay, I was told that there's nothing like bioidentical. However, I'm a believer in natural stuff, but would it boost a 68-year-old's production truly and boost my levels?
I don't know. I've got to look into it more, but one of the things we're looking at is exercise with CBD and natural boosters of testosterone. I don't know if you guys had any information about that.
So, Tom,
yes, sir.
What I was proposing is whether or not, apparently there's no evidence so far about mRNA causing a cytokine storm.
There isn't?
No, I just said I wonder if that's a possibility.
But if it was, what caused it?
Well, I don't know what. No, I don't think. I'm saying I didn't know if vaccine could cause it.
And you're saying there's no evidence.
Right. What I'm saying was, in my mind, is a woman got a vaccine, had something that sounds like ARDS. Could it be a cytokine storm? So I'm just checking, and apparently there is no evidence to suggest it can cause one. So something else must have happened to her.
Cytokine storm's pretty severe, man. I don't know if you remember back in the 90s when T. Gennaro first did the anti-CD28 and killed people. You remember that one?
No.
So they had 6 patients they did a clinical trial with, and 3 people died. 3 had to be hospitalized, and it was pretty bad.
From a cytokine storm?
Cytokine storm.
So you switch to your.
I mean, it is because it's
your
severe ARDS.
Just on
ARDS,
YouTube.
which is, you know.
Okay.
On any political shit.
Okay.
Because that could be, they basically have, I assume they know it's you, but.
Not a problem. I'll just whip out my little YouTube here. Whip out my little YouTube here. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
That's your.
You're gonna whip out your little YouTube.
That's right, my little YouTube. All right.
You should be able to switch right there, though. I can switch back and forth between all kinds of shit just by clicking the picture. I can go here, and I can go switch account, and I can go right to Troubleshooter, bam, just like that.
Yeah, but from there I can do that. From the studio, I'm kind of stuck.
It doesn't do it that way?
I don't think so.
Then just light up another tab, maybe. Well, whatever.
No, this I don't have enough screen to light up.
You know, Mark, never before in my life was I
political.
No, was I eligible in my lifestyle to a lease of a vehicle.
What do you mean? You don't want a lease.
What I'm saying is, never before was I eligible. I always drove too much.
Yeah.
And I never had the proper conditions. Now I never drive.
It'd be the worst time in the world to lease.
No.
Because prices are so inflated.
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about a concept.
Yeah, I got you.
I've never been able to.
It would work for you now.
It actually would.
See, you would think so, but if you guys move much further, dude, I was looking at her. It takes us 30 minutes to get here. We're putting 20,000 miles a year on her vehicle.
But me, I live in downtown.
Yeah, I know. I said, look, where you live right now, it's good. But if you move out a
I'll
little
never
further,
get Stephanie your money. You live downtown? No, Bonnie Bray. Not downtown. Bonnie Bray. And then I have a house.
it's not that far from here. I mean, it's right on Broadway.
I have a second house in Cherry Creek.
I wish you guys knew, man.
And bro, the only reason I have a second house, I swear to God, it's just the weirdest thing. It's not. It's actually the opposite of being opulent. It's the opposite. When I sold my first condo, I made so much money. I bought another one. I made so much money. I bought a house, and I've been just doing it to leave every 2 years. I just do it because it's better than a goddamn retirement plan. The only reason I have a second house, I use it. We use it for get-togethers, and we use it for my kids when I have my kids.
All right.
But it's not for I have 2 houses. I mean, it's stupid. But I just let it sit there.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice, garage doors. You hear me talk about them for a reason. I have never met a more organized, reputable company. When it comes to your garage doors, all of their prices are on their website. I'm going to give that out and the number. Plus, they do $80 inspections. If you're moving into a house and you want to know everything going on, they will let you know everything going on with the wonderful garage door service they have. They will take it apart. I mean, not take it apart, but adjust it, do hinge bolt tightening, check every single aspect of it for $80. I've used them for like 6 or 7 garage doors and all kinds of service. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987. Now, we are going to get Skyline Mitsubishi on to talk about the problem with that warranty and Ellen coming up. And Ellen's holding, waiting for that. So get your calls in at 303-713-TALK. We have plenty of time to take them. 303-713-8255. Deputy Doc, did you call the HOA, and what's going on with that? You can pull that mic over, Doc.
I did not. I spoke to June.
Yeah.
She had spoken to Stacy, who's the management over there, an hour and a half ago, and asked if they could postpone doing something on her roof today because she's afraid it's going to rain. and Stacy said she'll get back to her today and see if they can postpone it for tomorrow.
But they are going to come back.
Well, she said, yeah, and so I said to June, well, Stacy said she's going to get back to you. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt, give her a couple of hours to get back to you, and call me and let me know whether or not she gets back to you and what the result of that conversation is. So I'm on hold right now.
Okay, now, Deputy Doc, on another matter, a woman said when we were talking about vaccine mandates, and she said she had a vaccine, and she said that she was in the hospital for 5 days. Now, I know I've heard of a few adverse reactions, and again, I'm vaccinated. I'm not trying to make a case against it. But what would cause someone? She said then she had pneumonia, she said.
I don't know. I looked up something that I thought might be a possibility, but the data doesn't suggest it, so I'm not even going to mention it. At this point, I have no idea.
Have there been many reported cases of people getting severely ill?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let me check it out.
Now, you said when you did your booster, you were sick for a day.
Yeah,
what was it like? Were you as sick as when you got COVID?
It was totally different. I had a strange case of COVID because my only symptoms were shortness of breath and the inability to breathe. I had no aches, pains, fevers, headaches, anything like that.
Nothing like that?
Nothing. But when
you were in the hospital?
Right, because I couldn't get my oxygen levels up.
Right. But when you had the reaction to the booster?
It was like I had a flu, body aches and pains.
For a day?
For a day. I got it on
Friday. Was it severe or middle? Or how was it?
I was taking ibuprofen for relief, and it lasted for about 18 hours. I got it on Friday afternoon, and by Saturday evening I was fine.
Okay, then what about when you had your Pfizer shot? Did you get sick after any one of those?
I had no reaction to either shot.
I had the second Pfizer shot. I just got a little weak and a little pain for about 6 hours.
Yeah, I had absolutely no reaction to the vaccines.
Okay. Anyway, JD, welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number. And, of course, if you are calling, if you're listening to a recorded show, a stream show, an archive show, you can always call 24/7, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466.
Yeah, I want to pick up on what Doc was saying, or what you were saying on that caller that said she was sick for 5 days. You know, they were saying on one of the shots that 3,000 to 6,000 people, I don't know why there's such
JD, you're still
big
up.
variance, would get Guillain-Barré syndrome. When you start...
Gilliam, right?
Gilliam, whatever it is. When you start actually looking into the numbers, 3,000 to 6,000 people a year get it forever, way before COVID was there. So actually less people get it. In other words, they probably would have got it anyhow, whether they had the vaccine or not. You follow what I'm saying? It's the same amount.
Good. All right. Now, JD, what's going on?
Yes, thanks, Tom, for taking my phone call today. I know you guys are busy.
What's happening?
Years ago, you had a phone company called Liberty Bell.
Yeah.
And at one time, I had lost my phone number, and you were able to fish that phone number back for me. And it's recently happened to me again. The phone was turned off for like over a month, so I had lost the phone number. I'm not sure if there's a process that you have to go through, or is there any way I could probably get that phone number back due to I've had identity theft happen to me recently, and there's just a lot of reasons why I'd like to get that phone back.
Well, it may be reassigned, but just a short note on Liberty Bell. I got pissed off at the phone company years ago and started a CLEC, they called it. It was where we got a license and we opened up and we resold, and we were called Liberty Bell. And then we also had our own service, and it got quite popular. It never got to be giant, but quite popular. And we had some really cool stuff going on. And we were purchased by Dish. And it was the best $30,000 investment I ever made in my life. The best. And then they bought it, and they've been operating it. Now, that's a whole separate issue, because even if I had Liberty Bell, as far as phone numbers, they are preserved for a certain amount of time, and then they're put back into the pool. How long has it been?
It's been like 2 to 3 months. I called the number the other day, and it's still not being used.
Well, how much money do you owe the company that last had it or has it now?
Right.
Actually, it was a month by month. It was actually Boost Mobile.
Well, that's
it was
okay.
Virgin, and then Virgin sold to Boost.
Well, here's what you do. You go to buy a cell phone, and you tell them your last carrier, and they will port the number.
Right. Yeah,
that won't work.
Well, hold on. Why won't it work?
Because he's already been it's been out of activation or whatever for well over a month.
Yeah, but they'll contact that carrier. That carrier may still have it in their files to port it over. They may still be holding it as one of their
maybe.
inactive.
I've never ported a number that wasn't active, though. I've never heard
I
of
never did either, but where else would it be?
I have no idea.
I'm thinking.
Nor do I think he's going to find someone that cares.
Well,
right.
Is it a 303? What kind of, is it a 303?
Using contact numbers that, I mean, I've had the phone number for like 20 years, and there's contacts that didn't come back when I did my Google contacts, and like the majority of them came back, like 80%, but then there were some people that I had work ties with.
Wait, why do you think your telephone number would bring your contacts back?
No, they won't.
Of course not.
But they could always contact me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know?
Listen, I'm reading this.
Was it a 303 number, though?
I'm sorry?
Was it a 303?
No,
Okay.
It wasn't marked. It was a 719.
Okay.
Okay, it says in the USA it depends on the carrier which owns the phone number at the moment. Each carrier has a bank of numbers, both active and inactive. If your number has been deactivated by a carrier and not reassigned, it's likely you can have it ported. So what I said is true, according to this. The worst case is you find out the carrier who owns the number has reassigned it to someone else, or they don't have it, but they'll let you know where it was ported.
Did you say it was T-Mobile now?
No, it was Boost that was sent to.
Okay, is Boost the company that owns your number?
Well, actually, it was Deerland or something originally. I can't remember the exact name of it.
The latest one where that number. Where was that number?
It was Boost. The last one was Boost.
And it was actually activated on Boost. Is that right?
No, it was activated through Virgin. Actually, I mean, I had it through Mountain Bell at one time.
Listen, man,
JD.
Where was the last place it was ported?
JD, bro, listen. The last place you paid your cell bill for that number
was Boost.
Okay, that's where it is. It doesn't matter where it was before.
Here's what Boost says. They keep a number for 60 days. No, I'm sorry. If you go longer than 60 days without making any form of a payment to them, your account will be canceled, you forfeit any balance, and you lose your phone number.
But he didn't owe money.
No, I don't think it matters. I'm saying if it's been over 60 days.
Did you ever call Boost and ask them?
Yes, I did.
And what did they say? What did they say?
That's pretty much what Mark said. Pretty much is exactly what they're saying. It's been over 60 days.
Okay, well then then you got your answer. It's up to each individual carrier. There is no right to a number. Okay? So it's up to each each carrier. 303-713-TALK. Now, are we going to get Mitsubishi on?
Oh, I put a message into them, and they said he was calling us right back, so I was just giving it a few.
Right. Silverleaf Mortgage for your reverse loans. Silverleaf Mortgage. I want to tell you something about them. Reverse loans are great retirement tools if you're 62 or older. Get money out of your house tax-free. Never have to pay it back. If you want to live there and get assisted living, you can use that money. You know, no more leaving big gobs of equity to who knows who. If you need your money, get it. It's not for everyone, but it's for some. Silverleaf Mortgage, they even have a nonprofit foundation to help you get your house fixed up if you need to fix it up before appraisal. Mortgage.com. 720-REVERSE. 720-REVERSE.
What do I do about that guy?
I'm putting Nightbot up. You can't do anything about him. Nightbot will.
Okay, cool. Who's Nightbot? You're gonna have to show me that piece.
Yeah, it takes a little time to learn it. I'll show you though. We'll get it down.
Well, I deleted them all and put him in timeout. So.
Yeah. Okay, join channel. Warn everybody, Nightbot's coming. They'll know. Tell them Jules wants Nightbot on. Jules, I'll turn Nightbot on for you, buddy.
He hasn't been here for a couple of days.
What's Nightbot?
Nightbot is my badass protector of my channel.
Is it N-I-G-H-T or Night like Soldier Bot?
N. Like middle of the night.
Like Nightbot.
Yep.
Unvaccinated players for the NBA will not be paid.
I bet that changes it. You're making $1 million a year. I bet you go get that
is that
shot.
a mandate? Or is that a mandate?
By their employer.
So apparently the employer has the right to do that.
Of course
Well,
they do.
United did the same thing, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying general. So they made that precedent that
Yeah, but that doesn't make it
employers.
right. If it goes to
I
the
didn't say it
Supreme
was. I'm
Court,
just saying
if they go to the Supreme Court,
it will be interesting to see what they say.
Well, it's got to be better than that.
Let me tell you, NBA, NFL, they have basically, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do to their
abortion
players.
law.
until they go to court and find out it's unconstitutional due to right of privacy.
Maybe.
So the Texas abortion law. So at 9 o'clock, you're talking about how abortion affects only that person or right to privacy. So now you can actually sue anybody in Texas.
Everybody's signed out.
Well, hold on. I thought you had to be affected by it to bring a lawsuit.
No, they're
No, if you know somebody,
Wait, if I know someone who gets an abortion, I can sue them?
You can sue them. You can sue the doctor.
Hold on.
You can
What
sue
do I-
the Uber driver that brought them there.
Yeah, but what are my damages?
What do you mean?
What, sue them for what? You have to have damages. What damages would I have?
they broke the law.
No, they did break the law
you get
because it's not against the law in Texas.
You get automatic. Yeah, it is. That's the whole thing. It's a law in Texas that they've enacted. Then went to Supreme Court upheld it. You can actually, first off, if you're a citizen.
The law says they don't have immunity from lawsuits. The law doesn't say it's illegal to get an abortion. It says if you get one, you do so at your peril.
Gotcha.
Okay, so what's the peril? What am I suing for?
You get.
Hold on. That's how I understand it. I want to know. I don't want to talk. That's what.
No, I don't want to.
How does the Texas law actually read?
It reads that if you're a private citizen, you can sue somebody for getting an abortion or having anything to do with an abortion.
But does it outlaw abortion?
And I think you can only sue up to $10,000. No, it cannot outlaw. There can be no criminal offense involved, or else the Supreme Court would get involved.
So why?
It's how they circumvented the court.
But people who sue still have to have damages. What damages will they have?
When I pay a fine because I was speeding, what damages were there?
You're fine.
Mark, in a civil lawsuit, when you sue someone, there's the suit.
But Texas wrote a law saying you can sue if you want.
Did they build in a damage? Did they build in
$10,000?
No, it didn't say that. It said you can sue up for up to 10. It didn't say you automatically get 10.
Of course you don't automatically.
Okay, then what would you, if you sued someone in fucking Texas for getting an abortion, what claim
Actually,
would you
maybe
have
they.
what would your loss be?
Actually, maybe they did build it into where you get 10,000.
Well, that's what I'm trying to see.
And here's the other thing: you can get if the other one puts up a defense, you can get attorney's fees, I believe.
Listen, I'm trying to see what it actually says.
I wasn't trying to lie to you.
No, I'm trying to
I know.
see what it
It's
says.
like God.
Okay, of Texas abortion. I want to know what it says.
Well, that's what it says. You're trying to figure out how are they doing it. Well, they fucking wrote the law.
Did you read it?
It passed.
Did you read the law?
No.
Okay, that's
I read the gist of the law.
It did not. The Supreme Court did not uphold it. They just refused to hear it because they said it wasn't their
They
purview.
can't. It's not. They can't hear it. There's no criminal penalties.
Texas lawmakers did so through a unique legal approach. The law bans most abortions after 6 weeks.
There really is, because as each day passes, we don't know.
And authorizes citizens to enforce it.
Are you going to really wait and see what
Abortion providers in Texas
and you could score a great deal right now?
do it after the moment. Okay, it says, I read the law innocent. Abortion and I'm trying to see what the fucking law says. Well, I don't care what people say. Okay, here's what it says. Any physician may not knowingly perform or induce an abortion on a pregnant woman unless the physician has determined, according to this section, that that the woman's unborn child has a detectable heartbeat. Has determined, in accordance with this, whether it has a heartbeat. The physician must use this test consistent with physician's good faith and understanding and probity. And then it says the physician may not knowingly perform or induce an abortion on a pregnant woman if the physician detected a fetal heartbeat. So if there's a heartbeat, there cannot be no.
But you can't terminate.
Which is kind of crazy, because the kid could have no arms, no brain, and a heartbeat.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Frank Duran, the real estate man, somebody wanted to know, can they use that in a closing? The market valuation that you get from Frank is for your information purposes. It's not an appraisal. The reason I say it's better than an appraisal is because it actually tells you what Frank believes it will sell for on the open market, meaning that the house will sell for probably more than the appraisal. That's why I say it's better than an appraisal or better than Zillow. He does that free, and it's a detailed analysis of the market and your home. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. I wanted to make that clear, that it's a detailed analysis. Okay, we do not have Mitsubishi on yet. We're trying to get them on for Ellen. But I do want to talk to Ellen about something. And also, I'm getting messages that people have scheduled that furnace cleaning and check for just $19. I mean, that's an incredible deal. $39 is an incredible deal, let alone $19. You have to schedule it before 3 o'clock today. They will completely clean and check your furnace, so there will be no surprises. Now, listen, if they find something wrong with it, they're going to let you know, but that's not the purpose. But if they find something wrong, they're going to let you know. You do not have to have it done. Remember that, okay? I just want to tell you that. But they'll be looking at it, adjusting it, and cleaning it. And it's only $19 if you schedule it before 3 o'clock. It doesn't have to be done before 3. Just schedule before 3 for $19 at 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. So, Suzanne, are we having a problem getting on?
Sure I am. Waiting for a call back.
We're waiting for a call back from Scott
Mitsubishi to get them on to discuss this warranty that this woman, Ellen, says is useless. Says that they cannot even use it, yet they were charged $4,200
for it. Also, we'll talk to Panacea Life Sciences about CBD and more coming up.
Even though she's used the warranty twice before.
That's right. We're going to talk about
Nightbot puts that shit in control fast.
It sure did. I had to ask him.
It goes back and punishes you for shit that was written within a certain amount of time.
I had to ask, is anybody still here?
Yeah, I saw it. I want to see if it'll type in a Mark, M-A-R-C, and see if it gives you a timeout. I think I removed that rule. Or Tom, or Lee, for that matter.
Making sure these keys work for Daphne.
Yeah, it's still good.
It didn't time you out?
Did not time me out.
Good, I got rid of that. I had it set up to where it would say, if anybody put any of those free, it would say, Jules requested you or put in timeout.
That's probably why we haven't heard from Jules in a while.
Fuck 'em.
Good suggestion. I put my card in my wallet, so I won't leave it in the car accidentally.
It looks like it's going to be switching over pretty quick for that other badge, so
that's all right.
Just hanging on to that for you guys. Tom, are you leaving early today?
Yeah, I'm leaving a few. I just want to.
All right.
Available everywhere. Our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
Mark, if you could just do one for me, then I can leave.
Yeah, what do you want?
Okay, I'd like you to do...
Oh, are you leaving now?
Yeah, actually, I'd like you to do Harris. Family law.
You mean for
in-house?
Wait, in-house, got it.
You feeling okay, Tom?
I have an appointment. So it's better if we switch now, Mark. So let's just do it.
What?
It's better if we switch now. Do you want me to leave that Word doc up, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, the Word doc I'll leave up.
Well, let me get over there and log in.
Okay. Yeah, but this Word doc is under.
I understand. I understand, homesickle.
Okay, here, you get logged in now.
Social media platforms and how they affect the mental health of teens and young people. Recent reports by the Wall Street Journal.
I ain't about my shit busy right now because I'm messing with me. I mean, people are leaving their own messages.
And if you could, call George one more time at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
In the 1 o'clock hour.
2 o'clock?
In the 1 o'clock.
Want me to just talk to him off air? What's up, George?
No, I was thinking.
Firefighters were answering a 911 call about a
Yeah, tell her to call. I swear to God, I will forget. Okay, oil drops, one word.
Doc, I haven't heard results. Is it appropriate to call and say, hey man, here are my results? People hate when you do that.
I would wait till give it till tomorrow.
Because they're waiting on the lab, right?
Yeah.
It'll be a week tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll give it till tomorrow when I call.
So is it good or bad? I'll tell you the worst thing you hear. So with Kaiser, when results come in, if I'm talking normal shit.
Come see me.
Yeah, so if the results are in, you'll see, let's say it's your regular yearly physical, and they run 10 blood tests, it'll come back and say something like, 8 of them will show up, and the other 2 will say physician will contact
Mark,
you.
I see the YouTubers are calling you a huge douche.
Hey, I'll fucking tighten that son of a bitch up. You think it's tight now. Well, now that some asshole was putting porn up there again.
Oh, really? So
Yeah,
you have
that's
to bring
why.
the night
The only
dog
reason
back?
I turned
You
it
have
on
to
is
bring
some
the babysitter
porn
back.
shit.
Yeah.
Suzanne.
Yeah.
I want to get George on again in the 1 o'clock hour.
I'll kill it when porn goes away.
This show or tomorrow?
All right. Just because we owe him a couple.
Okay.
And then remind Mark to get Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie. Okay, guys. See ya.
See you, Tom. Hope you feel better.
Did you figure out where that kid works so I can get his ass fired? You thinking I'm kidding? Find out where that fucking kid works and let's get him on the air as boss. Let's do it live.
What happened? You said something inappropriate
His daughter.
to Abby?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it really inappropriate?
I find it extremely
By
inappropriate.
definition, is terribly inappropriate.
Mark, are you talking about the Snatch Your Soul kid?
Fuck yeah. Find out where the fuck that kid works for me. I'm gonna get him fired up.
I knew, like, whenever she said, what does this mean whenever he said he wants to snatch my soul? I burst out laughing. I was like, I know exactly what he means. God, that's hilarious.
I don't even know what that means.
You don't want to know that.
You look up Urban
I assure you, you've never snatched any souls, sir.
I don't know.
Oh, I am.
In your profession, Doc, you might as well rescue.
When it comes
No,
to snatches,
seriously,
I may have a
my girlfriend that I've been with
professional
for 6 years, the first flirtations I think I ever said to her, entirely worse than that. Entirely worse. Her ex-boyfriend had just broken up with her. She was sitting in her closet crying, and I opened the door. I said, "Hey, did your ex-boyfriend just break up with you?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Cool." So,
remember,
when
we're
are
on
you gonna
air.
let me eat that ice
Just
cream?
so you
I
know.
was like, "When are you gonna let me eat that ice cream out your butt?" She came over to my house the next day. We've been together for 6 years. We've been together for 6 years.
Ice cream is the question now.
She's my fiance. We're actually planning on getting married at
But
the end of this year.
did she bring ice cream or did you already have it?
I already had ice cream.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just checking.
Eastbound I-70, the right lane closed for roadwork between Denver West and 32nd Youngfield. Then a crash eastbound I-70 blocking the right lane and I-270 for heavy from Quebec. South on I-25, tap the brakes at I-76 and passing the stadium. And south of town, crowding south on I-25 from C-470.
This is
after
a mess.
police activity at Castle Pines. And a wreck on Arapahoe at Dayton. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, scattered showers today through Saturday. Highs in the mid-60s, a few clouds overnight with a low down to 44. Then partly cloudy on Sunday and Monday with highs in the mid-70s. More sunshine.
Jules, quit telling everybody.
Right now it's 50.
That poor bastard.
Traffic and weather. I'm Dustin Ritchie. Jules is 30. Yeah.
I don't even know. I think Jules is a small 13-year-old girl.
Okay, yeah, Jules is here.
And put up my first spots, please.
That name should ring a bell with you because he's
You know, I'll tell you something, docs. I like when there's two docs here. Between Talib and fucking Tom, all I hear about is aches and pains. I swear to fucking God. And you too, Doc, now that I think of it.
I don't
You guys are fucking making me terrified to grow each year.
Getting old sucks.
It's Tom especially, every day it's something new. Oh, this hurts. I stretched this yesterday. I tore this. I ripped that. I got to go to this appointment. Oh, my God, that dentist fucked me up here. It never fucking ends. And a year ago, never heard a fucking word. It's like he turned 1 year older and everything kicked in at one time.
But you do yoga all the time, right?
Fuck yeah, I do.
So a lot of that's yoga, meditation, all that stuff.
You know what? You know what, Doc? You're right. You're absolutely right, Kane. You're right.
So,
and you know what? I complain too. I was telling Talib on the way in. Unlike Suzanne, who actually enjoys that stuff. You know, I like it a lot more than I did a year ago, but to me, it's still getting up to go to yoga. I'd much rather not get up and go to yoga, but I do it. But she enjoys the actual getting up and doing it. You know what I'm saying?
You just like the girls in the yoga pants.
I will not argue that one. I will not argue that one. I do not like the guys in yoga pants, so.
No soul snatching, huh, Mark?
All right, folks, 303-713-8255. You know what this is. It's the only show of its kind, and I mean that. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life just a little bit better. We've got a great update coming up on a car dealer we're going to get to, and we've got lots of other stuff. But if you're new to the show, here it is in a nutshell. If you've been ripped off, if you've been taken advantage of, if you have a question such as how do I sell my car these days without getting ripped off and not getting any money for it, or how do I transfer money? What do I do if I want to sell my house? Should I use a realtor? We have a list of experts, of course, along with ourselves, to help answer all these questions. The phone number is simple, 303-713-8255. And I want you to remember this phone number as well, 303-MARTINO. And what's so important about that is that number works whether we're here on the air or when we're off the air. It goes to our voicemail. You can leave a message. We'll reach back to you sometimes on the weekends after the show, before the show. We'll get you lined up for the show. We'll give you a referral. We'll try to help. That is a 24/7 hotline for help. 303-MARTINO. The other thing I want you to remember is help at troubleshooter.com. That's HELP at troubleshooter.com. This show, in the last 41 years here in Denver, I got to start twisting Martino's arm to remember years go by. He's been saying 40 years now for at least 3 years, so I'm not even sure how long ago he's been here. But I'll tell you this number is correct. Over $300 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, and refunds directly due to this show. I kid you not. You have any problems, you've been ripped off, you've been taken advantage of, we have open lines right now. 303-713-8255, 303-MARTINO. Give us a call, any questions you have. And then Jamie Baumgartner is in studio with us. He's with Panacea Life Sciences. Listen, I'm going to be straight up. Even during this show, you will hear, and Jamie, get ready. I'm going to ask you some hard questions. Even during the show, you're going to hear your competition do different commercials. You've probably heard it sitting here on breaks. I mean, we don't do other commercials for other places, but you'll hear other CBD places doing commercials. What differentiates Panacea Life from Joe Blow's CBD?
Quite simply, Mark, it's how we actually put quality into it. We're vertically integrated. We grow our own hemp. We formulate. We manufacture under good manufacturing.
So you don't go out and buy hemp from whoever's got it for sale?
Only if we have a crop failure.
Oh, okay. So you guys are basically seed all the way to sale.
Land to brand, seed to sale.
How about packaging? You have your own facility?
Everything.
Everything.
Yep.
So whether it's a gummy or a liquid like an oil that you drop on your tongue, or what else do you have? What other methods?
Soft gels, lotions, tinctures, patches.
Patches? Almost like a nicotine patch.
Exactly.
What's the most popular product?
Our most popular our two most popular products, Don't Laugh Too Hard, is our sleep product, our PM product. And
how is the delivery method in that?
That's a soft gel.
Okay.
And then the other one is a canine product.
The canine.
Man, you can't. This really works fantastically well. We take fish oil, cannabidiol, no THC in it, put it into a soft gel, and we got a little tail on it. You can squeeze it into the dog's mouth, lowers anxiety.
But wait. Why would you give a dog CBD?
So dogs actually have endocannabinoid systems just like we do.
Yeah.
And especially with aging dogs, they've got pains.
Oh, okay. Hip, joint, just like a person.
Yes. And I understand you've got a new puppy.
Yes.
That has anxiety.
She might be around next week. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'd call it an anxiety or she's just a bitch.
We got to try it, Mark. We got to try some meds for her.
Okay, so she chews a little.
A little?
Well, okay, she chewed up our coffee table. She chewed the back of the recliner. She chewed our dining room.
Don't get yourself out.
Hold on. The dog that I picked out, the German Shepherd Nico, is the best, most well-trained dog you'll ever meet anywhere. Anywhere. Period. End of story. Never chewed anything. The one that Suzanne picked out.
Well, Australian Shepherds have a high activity rate.
Yeah.
And particularly, and one of the things we talked about was whether she's chewing when
it's only when we're not there. If we're in the house, that dog is an angel.
Separation anxiety. So CBD will actually bring down the dog's anxiety.
So you think that could work?
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
I don't know if it'll be a cure-all, but
no, I understand what you're saying. All right. So that was the one. What was the other one? The sleep.
Sleep product.
So what's in the sleep one? Do you mix it with melatonin, for example?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And that people, I guess they're your top sellers because people keep coming back from.
Look, Mark, this stuff works, right? So our VP of sales is a guy who never
Jamie,
slept.
here's the hard part when I think about that, okay? I've never tried it, and here's where I want to go. Straight to the marijuana part. I remember it wasn't long ago, before the stuff was legal, these doctors would pull up in these vans and write you a prescription for marijuana. Didn't matter what you had. You could, you didn't have to have anything serious, but marijuana was a cure for everything under the sun. So when CBD became actually federally legal, right?
Yes.
For lack of a better way to put it, I kind of think the same thing. It's not gimmicky, huh? I mean, people, honest to God, there's people like me out there that haven't tried it. And I don't even know what I'd try it for. I don't have any aches or pains. I sleep okay. So I'm not even sure what I'd try it for. But if I did have an ache or pain, like Doc, Talib, Tom, and I know Tom takes it religiously, do you have to take it like every single day? Is it better than taking like ibuprofen?
Okay, so permit me just a 30-second tangent on this.
Go.
I didn't believe in this stuff either. So a majority of my career, 25 years, actually doing pharmaceutical drug discovery, drug development. I thought that just like you, writing medical cards was a way to bypass the system and people could get their recreational drug.
Yep.
Right? We actually did the preclinical work. The same test that Merck, Pfizer, AstraZeneca would actually test new medications.
Oh, the same stuff.
Same stuff, right? And this material, CBD with no THC in it, okay, was 10 times better than ibuprofen with no stomach issues. Exact same head-to-head test. Okay.
Head-to-head. Now, are you saying, well, are the tests saying if you have a inflamed muscle of some sort, you know, I can't even think of a great example. I'm done playing racquetball is a good example. I'm not in pain after racquetball, but okay, I play racquetball. I'm running around like a madman. Then we're done. I get in the car, and it takes me about an hour to get home. When I get out of the car, my feet are like, what the hell did you just do to me? Would that, if I took CBD after I was done with racquetball, do you think my feet would feel better when I get home and they loosen up again?
Absolutely. I mean, so do you take ibuprofen for that?
No, I don't. I try not to take stuff unless I have to. I won't say I don't take ibuprofen. I definitely do. If I have to take something, it's ibuprofen. And I assume is CBD, ibuprofen has some definite drawbacks to it. I don't think it's that great on the liver. Is that correct, or am I thinking of Tylenol?
Ibuprofen stuff on your liver and your kidneys. CBD is not.
Nothing.
10% of the population can't take over-the-counter pain medications because they have stomach issues. Okay, so in that racquetball case, there's two things that actually would help you out. Number one is that inflammatory pain piece.
Yeah.
CBD is going to work 10 times better. Okay. Secondly, is it actually helps with the micro tearing that actually happens when you exercise. So it helps decrease that muscle inflammation. It helps you recover faster. Okay?
You know, I feel silly. I am going to try it, and I feel silly that I haven't, and I'll tell you why. Suzanne, how long did I go without doing testosterone?
After I started?
Yeah.
Like a couple years.
I have access to stuff that a lot of people don't. I mean, a lot of people, certain things cost money. I mean, I just happen, because of what we do, have access to stuff. But I'll tell you, I was against testosterone for 5 years, maybe even longer. I mean, I just didn't even know about it. I watched Tom do it all the time. Finally, I went to the Hormone Bros because Suzanne had such a great experience on it. She's been on it for years. Unbelievable. And finally, I tried it, and I was blown away on the difference in my overall energy level. Just literally my overall. People think, oh, that's just for sex. No, 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 no. Hey, it helps there. But I'm saying in general, it is unbelievable. You just feel good with it. So that's something I am going to try, is that CBD. Let's take a break. Listen, I got lines open. Any questions you have, any issues, now's the time to get through. I want to sink something my teeth into it. Hold tight.
And Tom won't yell at you if you call up now.
What's that?
And Tom won't yell at you if you call now.
That's true. You got a mouthful there, Doc.
I did.
So honestly, Mark, you should try this stuff.
I will. I'll try it for you. I will try it.
If you need some samples, let me know.
Yeah, I will.
I'll take some.
Sure.
All day long. You can have these back.
Oh, you know, I can't wear them when I'm actually with my computer, so I have to take, I need bifocals.
You need infinity glasses.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you about Ideal Home
Loans. You know what I love about these guys? You can go get a mortgage or refinance with virtually any company out there in the state of Colorado. But here's what Ideal does that differentiates them from everybody else, and this is a reason to use them. The first thing I'm going to tell you about is their interest rate guarantee. My Lord, if interest rates go down in the next 2 years after you use Ideal Home Loans, they'll refi you for free. No one else does anything like that. Their credit optimization is incredible. Let's say your credit score is a 630, and you can get a better rate or a better term or a better mortgage if you had a 660. They can do a rapid rescore and help you get that credit up. They can optimize your credit. They're pre-approval. Because they're a direct lender, is like shopping with cash. And the last thing is custom term loans. A 60-year mortgage, that'd be crazy. But a 30-year, a 20-year, a 10-year, they might not be right for you. They can do a custom term mortgage that's right for you and your goals and your family. Ideal Home Loans, 303-867-7000. I promise you. I know there's a lot of other companies you hear about all the time. I want you to call these guys. They've got the best stuff out there. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no one.
I'll be sick. You know what? I think she's better now, but we'll see. We'll see.
If there's certain triggers that
it's only when we're gone.
So that's dogs have separation anxiety big time.
But I'll tell you, man, this dog knows.
If you hug them and love them a lot.
Yeah.
Well, but when you're gone.
That's what I'm saying. If you hug them and love them a lot, then when you leave, they're like, where the fuck?
Oh, yeah. They just have constant attention when we're there. Constant.
So it's been one of the fallbacks for Toby. We've got a 140-pound dog. And he's so used to being with us 24/7 that if we actually leave and we go to the grocery store without him in the car, he shits all over the place.
Really?
It's just bad. He gets so nervous.
Nico shit all over the house once.
But this is a 140-pound. Well, you're German Shepherd.
It wasn't that big at the time.
Yeah, well,
that'd be a fucking dog. So what's her face? Or not what's her face, but Daphne's got a Great Dane now.
Yeah.
I'm dying to see how that's doing. Those things are huge. You know, the problem with those is once you get them up and trained, they die. They're like 5-6 year dogs. Healthy, if they're healthy.
No, I mean,
no, Great Dane.
Just in general, larger dogs have about a 7-year lifespan. If you go beyond that, you're lucky.
So Nico, we spent a lot of money. So during COVID, I'd have a trainer come over to our house, and we'd work with him probably for, I think, 12 weeks, man. This dog can go backwards, forwards, left, right. I can point at any object. As long as he can sit on it, he'll go jump on it in place. And then from the place, I can stick him there for up to a half a mile. I can be well out of sight. Anybody else can call him. He ain't going to move until he hears me. Suzanne as well. I mean, he's just so well trained. When I run him, I'll get on my electric bike, and he will heel next to me. No leash or anything. 2 feet away. I stop, he stops. Doesn't run after deer, turkeys, which we have everywhere. The fucking other dog, oh my God, if a fucking deer walks by and she's off leash, whoo, gone. But we didn't go through the training with her.
I would love to know who your trainer is.
I'll give you his number. He's so good.
That'd be awesome.
He's very personable.
Because we tried a reward-only trainer.
No. So I'll tell you, you buy the collar, you buy the setup. You got to have it. I don't care what anybody says. So kind of here's how it works. If you think of a shot collar and the nature of it, you have basically 0 to 100. Right. So for the first month, that collar is nothing but depending on the size of the dog, so little to where, I mean, really, it doesn't even bother the dog. It just barely gets the attention. There's no pain, there's no nothing. In fact, even when you reward it, anytime you want the attention with the command, you're hitting that button. Whether it's come, whether it's, oh, good dog, you're a good dog. Everything, it's just a little, there's nothing negative about it. In fact, it almost becomes a positive there. Then after about 8 weeks, and the dog is trained with this, then the correction time comes in. Then it knows the correction. So it's kind of weird. There is really no correction till a certain point.
Right.
That's with the puppy. I don't know if he would do it the same way. But I can tell you this. I can't think of a better trained dog that I've ever owned, that anybody I've ever known has owned, with the exception of shit you see like on TV, or working dogs like a police dog, airport dog, bomb sniffer. He's not that. But I can pick up any rock. We have 5 acres behind us. We're on like almost 6 acres. 5 of it's behind us, fenced in. I can take a rock, throw it in the trees. We're in the woods. Anywhere, it doesn't matter. That dog will come back with that rock. Absolutely every time. The sniffer on that German Shepherd is unbelievable.
That's cool.
I'll never have Dobermans again. I mean, me and Talib go back 25 years. I've had Dobermans. That's all I've had is Dobermans. So I am now a German Shepherd dude, man. And Dobermans are smart as hell. But you know what? They're a little more aggressive than I want nowadays.
All right, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. I want to hear from you. We have a lot going on. Marty's got some updates we're going to go to. But right now, Ernie has a question about CBD. Ernie, what's your question?
Oh, my question was, the CBD?
Yes, what is it?
What is it? How do I get it?
Well, Ernie, I'll give you. Are you on the internet, Ernie? You're kind of what we call a frequent flyer. You call in a lot. So, are you? I don't even know much about you. Are you computer literate? Can you go to a website and order stuff online, Ernie?
Not really, but I can get someone to do it. I got a computer.
Okay, or you can. I didn't even think of this. Does Panacea even have a phone number to order? I know you've got kiosks in the airports. You guys are in convenience stores, too. Maybe there's one near Ernie?
Yeah, I mean, so you can order online.
I'm in Park Hill area.
Where?
Park Hill.
Yeah, so we're Park Meadows.
You're in Park Meadows?
We're in Park Meadows.
No,
at the
I'm in
airport.
Park Hill.
I know.
He's just saying where he's at.
Circle K is now carrying our products at participating Circle Ks.
How many Circle Ks would you say?
There's about 500.
Ernie, do you have a Circle K near you?
Yes, one pretty close.
Well, they might have that product, or you can order it online. You go to realcbdthatworks.com, but there's a couple things going on. First of all, the generic promo code TOM does what?
Gives you 30% off all your purchases.
So no matter what you try, Ernie, you know what I'd like you to do, Doc? Jamie, what do you want to get out of the CBD, Ernie? I know there's a lot of issues with you health-wise. What would you like to get out of it?
Well, I got a lot of aches and pains. I got rotator cuffs that it seems I can't get rid of.
Just general pain.
Because of it.
What would you suggest for that, Jamie?
So what I would suggest is to try our Fast product. It's a sublingual tablet.
It's like a rapid.
Yeah, rapid dissolve. You dissolve it in your mouth, and you can try that one. And if ibuprofen is giving you any type of pain relief, this stuff is going to work a miracle for you.
Ernie, do you use Advil or ibuprofen in general?
No, I don't. I stay away from that stuff.
Okay, let's do this. Would you mind sending him a little sample? Could you do that?
Yeah, just email the show. I'll
Suzanne,
get some samples on the way.
Ernie, I want to do that for you. So we're gonna send you some stuff, and then if it works, you can set up with them online to where you get a certain amount shipped to you automatically each month. I mean, really, if it works good for you, and I hope it does, man. I hope it does. And Ernie, I trust your judgment, so I want you to call back after you get the samples and let us know for real, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, no joke whatsoever. Hold on. So, Suzanne, let's do that. Get his address. What do you need from him, Jamie?
I just need his first and last name and his address.
Yeah,
let's
do that.
Ship it out today.
Let's do that, and then send instructions with them how whoever gets on the internet for him, and then the promo codes. By the way, I'm looking at a promo code called Oil Drops. What is that one?
So that's separate than the Tom code, but it's a buy one get one. So if you go online and you purchase one of our oil drops tinctures, basically, buy one, we'll include a second one for free.
So let's say, I promise I'll go right back to the phones, but listen, 303-713-8255, we do have lines open, 303 Martino, but delivery methods, once again, just forget about CBD in general for a second, but painkillers in general, what, besides an IV, I would assume an IV generally would be the quickest delivery method for virtually anything. What would you say? Because you're not going to have an IV, of course, of CBD. Actually, you made me think of that. Do they do that or no?
Not yet.
Not yet. That would be funny because we have an IV company that comes here to the studio. You know, sometimes I think of business ideas like Kramer on Seinfeld. I've got this idea, and I know it's going to be huge. I know, and I'll tell you what it is in a second. It's going to be massive, but I'm just simply not going to put the time or money into it. But then when I see that someone did it, I'm going to be pissed that I didn't. But listen to this. Why wouldn't you take Rocky Mountain IVs, and why wouldn't they take THC, CBDs as well, but THCs? So you're having at a party at your house, or you have a lot of pain, or you just want to have a home vacation, whatever you want to call it. Why smoke weed? Why eat these edibles where you have no idea the strength? We hear that all the time. People come in from out of town, and they eat too many edibles, and they're sick. They end up in the hospital. Why not actually have it infused in an IV? You could get vitamins, you could even get NAD and get high at the same time. I mean, is that not crazy? Or instead of, hey, Doc, what is that Advil type stuff that they have in Rocky Mountain IV? Oh, Talib, you had it. What was that called? Toradol. Why not CBD in there, Doc?
Mark, it's a good idea, and we've actually been looking into it for 2.5 years. The real reason for that is formulation. So CBD does not normally go into water, right? And those IV solutions are a saline solution. And then second,
what do you mean it normally does? You mean it doesn't mix well with water?
It's not soluble. It's kind of
I got it.
Like
it doesn't dissolve.
Right, it doesn't dissolve. So that's formulation, and then really.
So then it would be, well, of course there'd be an answer to that, but it might be not cost effective.
It's not cost effective is one piece, but then you also have to make sure it's sterile, right?
Oh yeah.
So those are things we've been looking at. It is a good idea.
Do people smoke it like they do dope?
Yep, you can take hemp flower and you can smoke it just like. And it's actually a really good way to get the material into your system.
Quickly.
You have the downside of smoking, right?
Yeah, for your lungs, but you're right. I guess if you do marijuana, I assume, well, okay, I'm not going to lie. I mean, definitely if you smoke it, you get high almost instantly compared if you take an edible. I don't know, Talib, how long does an edible take? Turn your mic on. Couple hours?
Not really. Sometimes a couple of hours, sometimes 30 minutes or so.
Just depends.
Depends on how much you're taking and how often you're taking it.
Yeah.
And whether you've eaten a meal and so
oh yeah, and how yeah, I got you. A million different things. Jeremy's got a question. Jeremy, what's your question?
So my daughter takes CBD, but I was told by so she takes it for epilepsy, but I was told by a doctor, quote unquote doctor, that in order for it to pass through the blood-brain barrier, it has to have THC included in it.
Well, I've never heard that. I mean, Doc, have you heard this wives' tale?
Well, it's just not true.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I just never heard it, though. I mean, I hear stuff that's not true all the time. I just don't know where that – I've never heard that information, Jeremy.
So my daughter's taking a 20-to-1, okay, and it's through Sweet Mary Jane's, and it cost me $550 a month.
Wait a minute. First of all, a 20-to-1 means what? 20 part CBD, 1 part THC?
THC. That's
how
correct.
much is it?
$550.
I've never heard of anything that high with CBD. Have you?
In terms of that cost, sure. If his daughter's taking GW Pharma's prescription CBD medication, it's going to cost you.
Whoa!
Yeah, sorry.
But wait. $500 for CBD. So hold on, I got to understand this. If something you do for a 30-day, not a prescription, but a 30-day fill for somebody, a real CBD that works, I would assume is how much on average? You have customers that have monthly stuff.
Yeah, but let's back up for a second. So, Jeremy, how much is your daughter taking every day in terms of milligrams?
She takes 2 milligrams a day.
2 milligrams or 2 pills?
No, she takes 2 syringes, 2 droppers.
Okay, gotcha.
I guess it's 2 droppers.
Is that a lot?
1 in the morning, 1 at night.
So we can talk more about epilepsy, but Jeremy, you're paying way too much.
Period. End of story.
Period. Yeah.
Now, isn't that how a lot of this stuff became legal? Doesn't that all go back to that Charlotte's Web stuff for epilepsy and seizures?
Yeah, well, so there was a clinical trial by a company called GW Pharma. Okay.
And that's who he's buying from.
No, he's going into a dispensary with probably a medical card and just buying a THC tincture that's a 20 CBD to 1 THC.
Do you guys sell that?
We sell CBD that is not going to be 20 to 1. It's going to be more like 100 to 1. But if his daughter's using that to actually control seizures, our products will do the same thing. It'll be much more cost effective.
Same thing. Okay, when you say much more, 500 compared to what? I love putting you on the spot, by the way. I mean, like, what does that mean? What is a substantial savings?
Probably about half.
Half?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something you would try, Jeremy?
Yeah, I absolutely think so. And, I want to bring one more thing up with you guys, and especially you, Mark, because, no offense,
That's okay. No offense taken.
You're kind of a loudmouth, and you're going to be really pissed off about this.
What?
So I've been doing this for 6 years, okay, with my daughter.
At $500 a month.
Medicine has just constantly increased and increased.
Jeremy, hold on. I want to ask something even before you go there, and then I'm going to have to take a break, so I'll bring you back up. But listen to me, man. Here's what I want to know when we come back. It is a prescription, right?
It's a medical card, but I have.
No. But hold on. Is the actual CBD?
No,
it's not a.
It's not a
Can you get? Hold on. Follow me where I'm going here. Can you get a prescription, Doc, for CBD? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you have some health plans, wouldn't they pay once you max out a pocket, which he could do quickly on the right plan, for that prescription?
You can.
I mean, is there any rule saying that CBD or marijuana that is a prescription cannot be covered by a health insurance?
So marijuana products are not allowed to actually be prescribed by doctors. THC.
How about CBD?
CBD, there's one product.
Okay, hold on. Everybody hold tight.
Okay.
I'll be damned. I never know what topics. It's crazy. We're a consumer show. This is very consumer-oriented, but you get full lines on CBD questions. And I'm glad we do, because you know what? No one dives into this stuff. Honestly, I'll be right back.
Mark, can you make that program exclude me from timeout? Because I'm trying to type with these folks, and it keeps putting me in timeout.
I can't do it now. I can do it. It takes me forever.
So that usually, can you?
He hasn't given me keys to Nightbot yet.
And there's certainly black box kind of stuff.
But when I get keys to Nightbot, as soon as you can ask me.
Yeah.
just for your knowledge, GW Pharma has an FDA-approved CBD drug.
No, I want to go back to that. Because why isn't he using a prescription?
Because if it's an insurance company, it's considered certain insurance companies will carry it. So it'll cost $30,000 a month for the prescription medication. I can make that.
Is that one we were talking about?
GW Pharma.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
Well, okay. You guys don't sell it, but if you wanted to, your cost is about $50
for the Epidiolex equivalent would be about $100, but it's much less than even what the insurance company would charge you. You pay $33,000 out of pocket.
We'll get into that.
I thought you said that on the reading material you sent me on the Epidiolex that it raises liver enzymes. I think that's what Mark was getting at.
If you go above 10 milligrams per kilogram per day.
Okay.
So for a 100 kilo person like myself, that's 2 grams.
Is that a lot? I don't know. Oh, okay.
How about for a guy like me that weighs 145?
That's
a gram and a half.
That's just his ego. Forget about his body weight.
So seriously, I mean, so do you have any prescription medications? They're typically like 10 to 25 milligrams. And that's a high dose, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about 2 grams.
Yeah, that is a lot.
So
okay.
It's not surprising you start to see raising liver enzymes. Now the beauty of this stuff is, if you start going up to that level, and you start to see liver enzymes come up, you just decrease your dose and it snaps right back.
Gotcha.
I like having this doc in the house.
Well, I just hope nobody from the FDA is listening. Otherwise, they're going to fry my ass. No,
Really?
We're not supposed to, even though we know this stuff works and we know how to talk to people about it. We cannot diagnose. We can't.
I wouldn't even go there right now.
No, I'm not going to.
No, I'm saying we're on
You can't diagnose, cure, blah, blah, blah. The whole thing
prevent,
is disease.
diagnose.
Right.
I'll tell you the new one I saw the other day, and I have no idea what it means. It was talking about a product. It had nothing to do with CBD, but it was some kind of vitamin or some shit like that, supplement of some sort. And they say, we are FDA registered.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
You can register this show.
That's what I thought. I can register. It means nothing. But they were almost saying like, oh, we're FDA approved. I find it crazy that the FDA would allow such shit like that, because that is kind of a little twisty shit, man. Some 70-year-old sitting at home goes, oh, that's FDA registered. I'm going to order that shit.
So the thing is that there's a ticking time bomb for that company. So we're FDA registered. We're on their list. So they guarantee that in 5 years you're going to be audited.
Okay.
And so depending on how high you are on their
radar
list.
Yeah, you're running a national thing doing that.
But we're GMP certified. We're ready for the FDA to come in, and it's just a matter of time. So I didn't answer your question fully on the difference between Blue Sky and what Dave's actually talking about. But those guys don't have the same quality we do. They don't look at formulation.
We'll go back to that.
So.
Drink less, live more. Get your life back. Call or visit lifebac.com now. Call 888-959-8858.
I'm drinking 4 bottles of whiskey a week.
Every time I hear him say that, I'm like, wow.
What's that?
I'm drinking 4 bottles of whiskey a week.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's what we were talking about earlier. The only way you're going to stop that, unless you go to a complete dry out and do psychological counseling, is you get on antabuse. You take a sip of alcohol or even red wine vinegar, and you're going to fall on the floor, and it's the most miserable experience you've ever seen somebody go through. They're puking their guts out. They're curled up on in fetal position on the floor.
I got a little bit more self-control than that.
I've been lucky. I don't have that addictive gene.
They'll transform your sock experience forever. And they're made right here in the USA. Kane set the bar for how socks should fit and feel. They're the most comfortable socks you'll ever wear. You wouldn't worry choosing a size 9 to 12 or one size fits all, but that's how you wear your socks. No more.
Oh, so you want to be Troubleshooter Network now, huh, Mark?
As long as it's not politics, I don't care if anybody's there. I don't even do politics on that, dude.
Gotcha.
The only thing is, anybody with, you can, I can, Tom can, Suzanne can, and
Dan can.
Yeah, he could. Can be it. So sometimes it's confusing to people.
Yeah, I get it. So,
but that particular one, it's obvious it's me because the guy's asking me about my car.
Yeah. I'm watching the dang thing typing, and I'm like, oh, who's that?
It's funny when a new, I'll say this for the air, but when a new industry emerges, the people right there on top of it, it's pretty amazing. Some of the guys, let me tell you, there's been a lot of millionaires, okay, indirectly, including myself, from the marijuana business. Mine happened to be because I owned a building that wasn't by schools. It was in the perfect place, and the fucking value doubled.
Yeah, that was a nice little sell.
It was unbelievable, man. You know, it was weird, though, because you give up that cash. Well, first of all, I'm very glad I got rid of it now, because let me tell you, commercial property is fucking everywhere now. I mean, you can get shit for nothing. I'm dying to know what they're going to do with, like, Macy's and Sears. I mean, what are these malls going to do here? They slowly die.
All right, 303-713-8255. You know, I went to, what is it called? What's that big sporting goods store in Park Meadows? It's huge.
Dick's Sporting Goods.
It is Dick's Sporting Goods. You know, this just made me think of it because I was talking to Jamie and Talib off air. I don't know what malls are going to do. Commercial property, and I promise I'll get right to the calls. It's so absurd. Like Macy's, Sears, what's going to be in these places? Like health centers? I mean, I don't know what's going to be in there. But here's a good to-the-point deal. I left here, and I had to go work out, and I forgot my workout clothes. And I stopped at Dick's thinking I could just pick up. Actually, I stopped at Costco first because I love Costco. Costco, you know, during the summer, you can get a pair of shorts for like $5. You can get a nice T-shirt like I'm wearing now for $2 for $12, man. You know, this is Eddie Bauer. You know, people might laugh at Eddie Bauer. I'll tell you what, back in the day, this T-shirt was like $30. I can go to Costco and get 2 of them for $10, pair of shorts for $5. They were out. All they had was winter clothes, not one pair of shorts. I go over to Dick's Sporting Goods. I said, I asked the guy, I said, where's your cheap stuff? Where's like I just need a cheap pair of shorts and a shirt. He goes, well, everything in our store is by brand. So all the Nike stuff's there. All the Converse stuff's there. All this is there. And I'm like, okay. So like if I want shorts, I got to go to like 10 different sections and stuff to find it. The cheapest pair of shorts, how much do you think, Jamie? This is like 3 weeks ago. The cheapest pair of shorts, and they were half price.
Bob, I say $50.
30. $30.
Higher.
$30. You lost the Showcase Showdown, bro. You went over. $30. I couldn't believe it. You know, is it wrong to be that cheap? Do you consider yourself cheap?
Yes.
I am cheap. Suzanne, am I... Honest to God, okay, she's going to say depending on what we're talking about.
That's true.
But in general, would you say I'm cheap?
I've seen you hold on a customer service line for an hour to save $7.
That's true. That's principle.
Fiscally responsible.
Definitely.
There you go.
Yeah, but I still can be cheap. But I'll give you an idea. Cheap hotel rooms, I can't stand them. I can't do it. I absolutely can't do it. I don't even like stuff, honestly, I don't even like stuff that isn't, like, updated. It can be like the Brown Palace, but if it looks like it's from the 60s or something, I want nothing to do with it. We just stayed at a place last week I didn't like, the Warwick downtown. I mean, first of all, I couldn't get a maid service, but I'll go ahead and say, you know what, no one can find help, so really that's not management's problem. But honest to God, for the price they wanted, I'm like, Embassy Suites would have killed this all day long for half the price. Anyhow, I digress. It's become the CBD show. Jamie, why don't you pick one of those there? You have the call screener up. Which one do you want to answer?
Hey, Mark, just want you, don't say the
Doc.
Luxor in Vegas.
Oh, the Luxor is okay.
Old, dilapidated, and dirty.
Wait a second, though. I'll tell you this, Doc. I'll tell you something. We had, at the very top there, this was probably, I don't know, 5 years ago, we had probably a 1,500 square foot suite at the Luxor that was absolutely gorgeous. And the price was so good on it. We had our kids with us. We were going to California for a wedding. We just stayed in Vegas for one night. I put Miles and Addie in a suite as well, a 2-bedroom suite. And these rooms were beautiful. And for the price, they were ungodly. But you're right. Their regular, everyday, advertised room, that, and then what's that Castle place next to it? Oh, my
Excalibur.
God.
Excalibur.
Excalibur is Motel 6 with a different sign out front. Honest to God. 303-713-8255. Jamie, pick one. Go ahead.
Let's go back to Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy, so where we left off. Oh, Jeremy was asking, really, Jeremy, I got you so far off topic. Your main question is, what was your main question?
Well, I just had a comment for you, and I just want your listeners to know this. So, an average everyday guy who goes in there, oh, my toe hurts, I need a medical marijuana card, pays $100 to go see the medical marijuana doctor.
Yeah.
Anybody who's going for real deal, like for their kids,
yep,
it's $350 now, and you have to go see 2 doctors per the state, and it's a joke now.
He's paying
unbelievable.
You're paying $500 a month for your daughter's medication,
and then $350 a year
for the card.
To have
for the card. Why do you have to have the card? I'm a little confused there. Because of the potency he's buying?
No, because Children's Hospital will turn me in to Child Services because I'm giving my daughter, because she'll pop hot for THC. And so she'll pop hot for it. So it's just such a joke, though. I have to go see 2 doctors. I'm lucky that I found one doctor that's reasonable, that helps me out at least a little bit, or it'd be twice as expensive.
That really sucks, man. That sounds so expensive.
It's just there needs to be something done, because there are a lot of families out there that are using the medical marijuana for their kids, and
the greed game is in
Hey,
full effect.
Jeremy, when did it change that you needed 2 physicians to okay medical marijuana?
Well, it's CBD for the most part.
It's so as far as I know. So she's had this for 5 years. For the last 5 years, it's been 2 doctors.
You know, something we haven't asked is how well does it, forget about the pricing and basically the politics, how well does it work for her?
She hasn't had a seizure in 2.5 years.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Why did it take the government? You could even understand marijuana because the majority of people don't have seizures and they're taking it to get high. But why did it take the Fed so long to actually legalize CBD, which honestly you can manufacture with getting zero buzz? Why? Why did it take so long?
It's all the stigma about the psychogenic properties that the plant actually has.
Oh, man. But even though the manufacturing process, you can do everything. You can get rid of it, basically.
Almost all of it.
Yeah.
But, hey, so Jeremy, coming back to your daughter, if we have a product that you want to try, and based on what you're telling us, I think that we do, I would love to try and help you out. And I think we can save you some money. You're still going to need to have that card, unfortunately, just because if we went with the full spectrum product, she'll probably test positive based on the levels she's going to be taking for THC.
Right.
But I think we can really help you out.
That'd be great.
I love it.
That'd be awesome.
I love it. And I'm so glad that's working for your daughter, man. So, I mean, she's got basically a normal life, but she just has to stay on the meds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrific. I mean, it's a godsend. It really is, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And the money doesn't mean anything when it comes down to her happiness and her health. So,
hey, very cool. Thanks, Jeremy, man. I appreciate the phone call. Have a good one, dude. 303-713-8255. One line open. Ant's about to kick my ass because I'm running late. We got an update coming up. Nate, David, Ernie, hang tight.
So can Suzanne get his contact info, and I'll just...
Suzanne, we need his info, but I think I nuked him. He'll call back. That was my bad. What do we got here? What?
Comment on Fantasy. That's either going to be a good one or a bad one.
Everybody's either going to think you're too high or too low. Doesn't matter what you're selling. Doesn't matter.
All I got to say is I'm listening to your prices and I'm listening to what he just said he pays. I'm freaking amazed.
I can't believe someone pays $500. Well, it's a different deal. I mean, seizures and shit. That's like.
Well, and he's probably taking a larger dose than you think about, or she's probably taking a larger dose.
How old did she say, or is she?
Probably preteen. So typically, they're taking about 100 milligrams of CBD per day. We can easily, I'd love to collect $500, but we can easily do it for about 200.
That's crazy.
Well, our crop is growing outdoors. We've got it. You guys need to come out and tour.
Where's the actual field?
The field's out in North Crawford.
No.
Delta County.
So like way east.
Western Slope.
Oh, Western Slope. Oh my God. Is it like how far off 70 going west?
and you got to go over Montrose Path. So you know where Delta is. So when you go to Grand Junction, okay, and you go about 45 minutes southeast of Grand Junction, so back around, and we're nestled into this place called Needle Rock.
Why there, of all places?
We got a relationship with these guys, and they're isolated in terms of cross-pollination, and they got really good soil.
Cool, man.
So we started buying their hemp, and we said, why don't we buy the damn farm?
So you bought the farm, but they run it. You kept that's pretty cool. So you guys basically gave them a buyout and a salary.
Right. Well, the owner started doing this because he believed in the heating properties, and so they maintain a portion of this for like a heating center.
Oh, so they also kind of followed the vision, which is really cool.
Right. And it's a really cool setting. So you look at Needle Rock, and it's a pretty cool farm. So, but in terms of our facility, if you guys ever want to, just let me know. We'd be happy to give you a tour and you can see the whole deal. So.
But heroin works for everything. Tool Slayer.
You know, my sister-in-law used to live in this little, God, you'd never think of it, but in New York, this little town up by the Canadian border called Carthage. And they have actually, they actually, the reason they're up there is her husband's an officer in the military, so I guess there's something right around there. But there was her daughter, so my sister-in-law's daughter met this guy out there. I didn't realize like how big the drug, people talk about opiates and the drug problem in these smaller towns. I mean, it's fucking crazy. In 1 year, last year during COVID, they had 2 people die in their apartment for heroin overdoses.
That's because they're releasing the fentanyl now.
It's just crazy, man. I mean, I just never thought, like, you see how bad these pandemics of this shit are on TV with the opiates, but then when it's not like it hit home, but it's people that you know two positions over. It's crazy.
76 people die every single day in the United States from heroin overdose. Every single day.
Has CBD been tested to see if it helps people get off other drugs, alcohol?
It does. However, I'd like to see more studies on it. We're trying to work with tribes here in Denver, and they actually have a recovery center, and they help people from drug court.
And just kind of
see what we can
do your own clinical study, basically.
Exactly. And give them cut rate in terms of trying to help get them off this stuff. But there's been a couple of decent studies that actually talk about CBD and the ability to curb relapse in terms of alcoholism. Not so much on work. So, but again, this stuff doesn't hurt people. You can take, like I said, I can take 2 grams a day and not have any problem.
Can you OD on it?
No. Okay. You can't OD on marijuana either. So marijuana is THC.
Why do people end up in the hospital after they eat like fucking 10 edibles?
Because they've got pre-schizophrenia.
They lost their mind.
And so it's not good.
So it basically was a nice psychedelics to fuck with them.
They lost their mind, but nothing was wrong with it.
It'd be like having a bad trip.
Like that.
Not even a bad trip. Just too high. Go to sleep.
So they panic themselves. All of a sudden, the reason their heart's going is not the drug. They're starting to panic because they're too high.
It's all mental.
It's all mental.
Go to sleep.
No shit.
A few hours later, still high, but feeling fine.
So safety ratios, I don't know if you guys plan to talk about it, but heroin safety ratio is 3, where you get an effect to where you can die, right? So shut down your breathing. Alcohol, 6. Marijuana, THC marijuana, 1,000.
I'm going to ask you about
that. Meaning that when you get high, so 10 milligrams,
right.
You can take up to 10 grams. And not
so you're saying 10 milligrams, you're high. Most people, I assume. And then you can go 1,000 times that.
Before you would die from that ingestion.
Oh my God, but alcohol?
6.
6 times.
Right. So
and you said heroin is what?
3.
3 times. I wonder what fentanyl is like. 1.
But do you know that marijuana is in the same drug category as heroin, LSD, and methamphetamine? It's all class 1.
Yeah, nice.
But cocaine is class 2.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. Don't forget, we're talking to Jamie, Dr. Jamie Baumgartner, with Panacea Life Sciences. You can find them on the referral list, or you can go to realcbdthatworks.com, and you can put in the BOGO code and get a buy one, get one free for oil drops is oil drops. Or if you're buying anything else, like the CBD for your pet or any of their other products at realcbd.com or realcbdthatworks.com, you can put in Tom and get 30% off anything, right? I mean, there's no catches to that one.
No catches.
How about if they're set up on a monthly subscription? Do they have to put in Tom each time?
So on the monthly subscription, the Tom code is
at the
for
beginning.
Your one-time purchase, and the subscription will save you 10% ongoing. So
I got it. All right, David, what's your comment on CBD?
Yeah, I have a autoimmune disease, and I take Humira for it. And I'm wondering if a CBD oil would also help with it's psoriatic arthritis.
What is Humira?
Humira is a drug that helps get rid of the arthritis and the psoriatic part of the disease that I have. It's like an autoimmune booster.
Well, it's
what class of drug is it, guys? Is it
it's a biologic injectable, and it's an anti-tumor necrosis factor alpha.
Okay, I shouldn't have asked.
That's okay. When you overproduce TNF in your body, it leads to the condition that he's got in terms of psoriatic arthritis, also plaque psoriasis. These are actually the most commonly advertised drugs on TV today.
Really?
Yep. So Humira is one.
Because why? It's the most common ailment, I assume.
For this particular mechanism, in terms of psoriatic arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis, in terms of fusion in your back.
How does CBD help it?
So CBD actually will selectively suppress those same cytokines, the proteins your body actually produces that results in psoriatic arthritis. So it actually tampons down the specific body response. So the reason why this is happening is our bodies are meant to actually have a certain response to an injury. And when your body gets out of dysregulation, this is going to sound a little hippy-dippy, but bear with me, that your body overproduces, overreacts, what CBD does is actually brings it back down to what we call homeostasis. So with arthritis and psoriatic arthritis, CBD will work. You might have to take fairly high doses, but it will work to actually loosen up those joints and stop further damage from occurring.
So is that something you would take daily then?
Absolutely.
But you would never discontinue your other meds, right?
You know, it's.
I mean, how do you find out, like, if he's taking what he's taking now,
right,
and then add CBD to it? I mean, how do you know what's working, what's not?
So, how
would you suggest you find out?
So, what I would recommend, first off, add the CBD piece in consultation with your physician. Number one.
Yeah.
And then what you can do is you can actually start to wind down or decrease the Humira injections. They're expensive, by the way.
How much are they, David?
Well, I pay $5, but if I didn't have insurance, it'd be $5,000 a shot, and I take 2 shots a month.
That's the most craziest thing I've ever heard.
So, you know, again, you speak to your physician. CBD will help in several different ways, and I'm not going to go into the basic science on this, but we've actually done a study ourselves to show that it shuts down the same thing that Humira would do. So it should be able to help you.
All right, David, I hope that helps. I'd try it, man. It's not $5,000. 303-713-8255. Nate and Ernie, I promise you're up. Any problems, questions, complaints? 303-Martino. We have another hour to go, and hopefully we get that car dealership up with that aftermarket warranty they sold for $3,000 or $4,000, and it was no good.
Yeah, there's like 6 different biologicals that you inject. So Humira is made by Abbott, Enbrel by Amgen, J&J has one.
Arthritis, right?
Well, they're for
autoimmune disease.
They're for autoimmune diseases. The side effects are not cool either because they leave you open to bacterial infections. So if you're around anybody with tuberculosis, for example, you're going to be more prone to actually catch that.
Yeah.
But so you remember all your immune cascades?
I don't.
So you know about T helper cells, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the phenotype you're trying to shut down is Th17. Okay. So it's a specific T helper cell So TNF, tumor necrosis factor, when it's actually overexpressed, generate more of these Th17 cells that then generate IL-17, IL-22, IL-23, and that's what actually results in an overcompensation in your body.
You know what? Have this Donna just call in.
Donna?
This issue with Nick. You send it to me. You have her number. Just get her on the fucking air because I'm sick of the fucking emails on it. I don't get Nick on the air too. Get Nick and get fucking Donna on the air.
Okay, you want to do a yoga class after the show?
No.
Oh, were you listening
Just to calm him down?
You need that so he doesn't complain about pain.
No, I meant for his bring his heart rate down a little.
Seriously, get her on. You know who I'm talking about.
I do.
Just tell her I want her on the air. I'm not going to email her back. We're going to fucking do it. We're going to do it in front of everybody.
Do I need to get Nick on too?
I'd like Nick on too. Yes. I don't give a shit if he likes it or not either.
Come back, by the way.
I'm sorry?
Did you sense the smell come back?
I'm getting better, but it's not complete.
It's a lot better.
Yeah, Mark is taking a shower in 3 months. It's
funny, like when you appreciate being able to smell someone's breath, bad or good, it's weird. Seriously, it's weird because you're like, I haven't smelled that in forever. And what's really weird is I haven't seen Talib in maybe a year. And then when he came onto the team, he smells exactly the way he has always smelled with his cologne. But I can't smell my own hair products. It's just weird. So, but I'm getting better. I'm starting to cook now.
The more, it seemed the things that were more familiar as she liked.
It's onions
were the worst.
No.
That were.
So you're saying something weird with it?
She had shit like she loves coffee. It was putrid. She couldn't even she didn't want us even brewing it in the house.
Yeah.
So is the CBD helping out?
Yeah, it does help.
But she loved it. It was crazy.
What?
You need more?
No, I don't need more now. I'm getting better, and then I try to go off of it, see where I'm at, where my baseline is, and then go back on again. But it does help. It's just, it's been a long, I'm almost at a year. December 14th, I think. That's when I lost my smell. And it went distorted in March. Started to come back, then just went this. It's just strange thing.
Please get her on.
Yeah, okay. Let me go work on that.
It's one call.
No, you're fine.
But I've got your address. So
this one's driving me. This is just like, she's got a. We'll get complaints on a company called Excel Roofing occasionally. Okay? Never has it been with the product. Never has it been with the service. Never has it been with the sales. Want to know what it is? They refuse to do business with me. Fucking Jay Bratz is brilliant. He has taught his people and himself to pick out customers they will never be able to please and simply not get involved with them. He's the best in the world at it. He can go out, send one of his project managers, if someone wants an estimate on their roof or after a hailstorm, whatever. They end up there. They know the signs to look for. Even if the insurance company's paying, it doesn't matter. They know the people they don't want to deal with. I don't know how, but it's an amazing thing. And the only complaint I ever get on Excel, and it's very seldom, I mean, maybe once a year, is that they don't want to do business with me. Can you make them do business with me?
Nope.
And that's kind of what this one's about. It has nothing to do with Excel.
That's my problem.
Today, many healthcare workers in Colorado have to at least have one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Dr. Michelle Barron with UC Health says there's no
Xanadine, Cofanac, and
it's all the shit he's taking.
And I can't even think of this.
That's just a prescription. Show him your back.
Really? Yeah. I'm showing. He's looking at it now.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc, would you tell him just go get the fucking surgery and get that shit unpinched?
They've got a new medical device that actually your doctor should talk to you about. That actually they implant it and actually physically separate or lifts the vertebra. My buddy who's overweight,
instead of like infused,
instead of fusing it, I would try it out first. It's an outpatient procedure. It takes about a month.
How do they put it in there?
Outpatient procedure.
So you go into the clinic, they put you out, they do it, and you're home the same day.
And how does it stretch?
So it's a device that it's almost like a spacer. Like, did you have braces when you were a kid? Well, so they put a spacer in like between the teeth to get it to spread out. Same thing with the vertebra. Okay, let me pull my.
Can they adjust it once it's in?
Pardon me.
But they don't need to.
I called Donna.
Yeah.
She absolutely will not be putting her business on the air. She thinks that this whole thing is crookish and we must be best friends and blah, 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 blah.
She's a fucking nut.
And she said, just have Mark call me. I said, Donna, Mark's not emailing you again and he's not calling you again. The next time he'll talk to you is on the show with Nick. And she just doesn't want to do it. So I ended up hanging up on her, but politely. I was like, bye.
Would you do me can you text Nick?
Yeah, that's what
Say, just ask him, are you going to refund this lady?
I know.
Okay.
I take it at night, though.
I just want to know. Are you, just ask, are you washing your hands of this lady? What are you doing? I am so pissed at her.
So,
but man, if I'm not taking it, I'm walking punched over.
I got you. So this is the data with respect to neuropathic pain, right? So this is when we actually did this in a road translation. So this is that's the maximum dose you can do. That's a set of
Don't miss the trading show Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KDFD. Learn how you can earn a full-time income working from home as a short-term trader. Our proven system has helped thousands of people achieve financial freedom.
What you got, Doc?
Experience the information. Call us at 888-646.
I'm making a house call for the show.
I wonder why we can't get that,
One of our calls had a shopper with a, remember, with a plumber wanted to try to get $50 for several people that he took back?
oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember that whole thing. He said he did.
Right. She tried to send me an invoice. It's illegible. So I'm gonna drive out to her house after the show.
Why, does she have an invoice?
Yeah, I said, he said it's on the invoice.
That's crazy.
That you didn't take the thermal cup. She said, no, it's not.
I was
So she sent me a copy of it. It's illegible.
If you're a woman, I'd have a better chance.
What's your gun? You think the contractor's screwing around?
No, I think she.
Let me pull this thing up.
All right, welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions.
Jones, take complaints. Try to make your life just a little bit better. If you can't afford an attorney or something, or a lot of times you just don't want to hire an attorney. What, some contractor overcharges you for $500, you're going to go hire an attorney? Of course not. That's what this show's for. We've got a lot of volunteers, and of course all of us here, that help you get your money back if you've been ripped off or taken advantage. Sometimes maybe you don't even deserve your money back, and we can get it back. And here's what I mean about that. I guess deserve's a wrong word, but you might have signed a contract with somebody. In fact, I'm dealing with one right now. This lady signed a contract with one of our referral list members. And basically, they're saying, okay, if you don't want it anymore, we'll let you out of the contract. And now she's, from what I can tell, now she's got a problem with they'll let her out of the contract. But really, there's so many things we do for people. We can help you mediate. We can help you arbitrate. We can go after the bad guys that have taken your money and ran. We can answer questions. We have a group of lawyers at referrallist.com that can answer virtually any legal question. Now, we give advice all day long because we've been doing this for so long. 303-713-8255 or 303-MARTINO is the number. Now, Ernie wants to know if CBD helps diabetics, and the reason I'm even talking about this, if you just joined us, is we have Dr. Jamie Baumgartner with Panacea Life Sciences. We've been talking about these guys for, man, I want to say at least 4 years, somewhere around there. It's been a long time. And what Panacea Life does, they sell CBD products. In fact, their website is realcbdthatworks.com, realcbdthatworks.com if you're driving. The cool part, though, is they're basically seed to sale. So not only do they have full control over the crops because they own the crops, they do all the packaging. So if it says X amount of milligrams, that's exactly what you're getting. And here's another thing we haven't talked about with these guys. You guys actually own your own lab. And when I say lab, I mean we're talking $1 million plus facility easily. Right, Jamie?
Absolutely.
I mean, how many people that sell CBD? We had a caller last hour. Where did he say he got his stuff? And I don't want you to dog the competition, but he said, hey, I buy it here. And I did ask you. Okay, we won't even bring up who it is. But we hear a lot of commercials for other CBD places. What is better about you guys?
Well, we started on day one, actually instituting quality. So 70% of the products you actually buy if it says 1,000 milligrams of CBD on there, 70% of those products don't actually have that amount of CBD in their product. From day one, we spend a bucket load on testing to make sure that every product meets potency and purity standards.
All right. So, I mean, basically what you see is what you get.
Absolutely.
What's on the label is what you get. There's no hocus pocus, and you had full control over it from day one, from seed to sale.
Now, one other thing here. Tom was about ready to go on the air, and actually, we've only been doing this with you for 2 years.
No way.
Yeah.
It's only been 2 years.
Well, I know. COVID makes everything seem like it's...
God, COVID seemed like 12 years in the midst of it.
But Tom was ready to come on the show and say all the CBD stuff is bogus, right? Until he tried our product. There's a reason why our products work.
Yeah.
It's quality control and purposeful formulation.
Well, I'm going to try it, just like you said. I mean, after I work out, I got just, I don't know, pain. I don't know how else to put it. And you're saying it'll work like Advil. So, I mean, I'll let you, honestly... I don't BS people when it comes to stuff like that. I'll say right now, I don't like chiropractors. How's that?
Well, Mark, you try our product, and if it doesn't work for you, I want you to come back on the air and say that it doesn't work.
Yeah. All right.
That's how confident we are that you're going to see benefit.
Ernie, I see what your question is, and I just want to take a stab at it. Doc, I would say that actually to help sugar levels or for CBD to help diabetes, it wouldn't really do anything to increase insulin or bring your sugar level down, but it might help overall on inflammation that could possibly help with diabetes. What have you done any clinical studies, anything like that?
Not really, Mark. I mean, so there are clinical studies that are going on right now, clinical trials to take a look at how CBD or cannabinoids actually work on maintaining blood sugar, lowering A1C. But when you talk about the sequelae from diabetes, okay, the inflammatory piece that leads to heart disease or diabetic neuropathy, those are things that CBD can help with.
Oh, okay. The actual side effects, if you will.
Correct.
Ernie, does that answer your question or what?
Yes, sir. It comes awfully close because there was a advertisement that came out and said Rachel Ray has selling CBD that cures diabetic.
Well, they shouldn't say that. Who's Rachel Ray?
Oh, she has a broadcast program on television.
Oh, I would think her people and herself are smart enough not to make that claim. Probably someone said that, as heard by, or something like that. I mean, well, Ernie, I doubt she would say that because it's simply not true.
Mark.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about. Sure. They're saying that in the advertisement, that's the way they advertise it. It's saying Rachel Ray has a CBD product that cures diabetic.
Well, where are you seeing this advertisement?
It's a total lie.
Well, I saw it on my phone.
On your phone? Okay, so it's like coming off the internet.
Could have come from anywhere.
No. What I'm saying is I've run into like 20 different celebrities that are all supposedly high-touting CBD products, but I think it's just somebody's spam.
Well, there's one thing. Okay, listen. So Jamie's on the show right now. Jamie can technically say in any advertising, as heard on the Tom Martino show or featured or focused on the Tom Martino show. There's numerous different things if they have any relationship or pay any kind of endorsement money or have any kind of magazine advertising that they can say. All I'm saying, Ernie and Talib, I assure you, Rachel Ray is not saying CBD cures diabetes. There's no way a woman with that kind of money and that TV show that everybody's looking at me telling me that's kind of a big deal is going to be saying that.
It's probably a scam.
Well, I think it's a lie. It's an outright lie. If you read that, it's an outright lie.
I'm trying to find one of them for you, Mark, so I can show it to you.
Mark, it's probably clickbait. They just want you to click on that ad and then go to another
it could be anything.
site.
But, Ernie, I don't want you to go to Panacea Life thinking that you're going to get, CBD and it's going to cure your diabetes. It's simply not. Ernie, is it type 2?
No, I don't have diabetes. This was a friend of mine that I was concerned about.
Now you just blew me away. Ernie, you just blew me away. How old's your friend, and is it type 2?
Yes.
Are they fat? Are they fat?
He's in his 70s. He's a few years
Is he out of shape, though?
I'm 86, and so he's about 80.
Ernie, listen to me. Is your friend out of shape?
Yeah, not really.
No?
Not really, but he doesn't take care of himself. He doesn't eat right. Like me, he's a bachelor. He's not married.
He's eating pizza.
He's not a very good cook.
Eating pizza, drinking Kool-Aid, and sitting on the couch.
Right.
I get it.
And he has to have a pop every day.
Oh, man. Let me tell you, I know someone, I won't say who. Ernie, thank you. I know someone, and once again, I won't say who, that has multiple pops every day. Now, granted, I guess their diet, but I still don't think that stuff's good for you. Doc, is there anything negative about the fake sugar stuff that you know of? I know this isn't your realm.
Yeah, so listen, there's a couple things. One is it's still acidic, so it's bad for your teeth.
Okay. Oh, well, okay.
It could be bad for your digestive process, but surprisingly, the sweet taste, even with no calorie, releases insulin.
I swear to God, I have had that conversation 50 times with Tom, and he goes off on a tangent saying, anytime I'll prove it, you come in here, there's no way that'll happen. And I am convinced if he shotguns 2 freaking Diet Cokes and we do a blood sugar test and then do one 20 minutes later, just a little prick, I bet you it's high too. Because I've read that stuff. I don't know why, but my understanding is pretty much what you said. It tricks the body into thinking there's sugar. So the body goes, whoop, here's some insulin. Not like it would if you drank 2 high-calorie, sugary drinks. That would spike it a lot more, but I do think it does raise it a little.
No, it absolutely does.
You know what? Next time you're in and he's here, we're going to do it. We're going to do it because I am sick of him telling me that's a falsehood. I wonder if he's done it, and he's not telling me he's done it. But I have read numerous things that's true.
It absolutely is true. So there's your taste buds actually connect to your digestive system, okay? And that's actually what causes the spike in insulin, and that leads to further complications downstream.
Man, how many CBD companies like Panacea have a doctor working for them? Honestly, do you know the answer?
Fewer than 2%.
So you do know the answer. That's crazy. So would you say most of the people out there hawking this stuff, I mean, it's purely for the money? I mean, and I'm not saying you guys aren't purely for the money, but you guys do want to help people. You want to educate. You put money in your own lab, your own studies, everything else.
Yeah, you're touching the tip of the iceberg. The reason why I got into this, because I spent 25 years in the pharmaceutical drug discovery, drug development industry. Wasn't a believer until we actually did the work. And once we saw that, we think this is going to change people's lives in multiple ways with real data, real findings, as opposed to claiming it's going to help with cure diabetes.
Wow.
So we actually made an investment at CSU, $1.5 million. We're doing the grand opening. Hopefully the governor's going to show up on the 19th. And we're actually doing clinical studies to take a look at unmet medical needs with collaborating physicians. So we do real science. We don't know all the answers, and we'll be happy to say we don't know if we don't know, and we'll just do the work.
Man, that's cool. All right. Go ahead, Doc.
I got to tell you, there may be some other people out there that claim to be doctors that have CBD companies, but this guy knows his stuff.
Oh, I know.
There isn't one question that someone's come up with that Jamie doesn't have the answer to.
Even if it has nothing to do with CBD.
Or will look it up and get the answer and be able to give an intelligent response. It's amazing how much this guy knows.
All right.
I'm blown away.
All right, Mark, Nate, hold tight. We'll come back to you right after this.
Oh, now the effing crazies are going to come out of the woodwork. Thanks.
No, it's true. You don't. Jamie, what do you need from me? I want any help you can offer me.
I'm working on it right now.
All right.
Mile High.
Mile High Labs.
Ask Blake Harris.
I'd love to find out if Blue Sky has any.
They've got some naturopaths.
Right. Because I looked it up. Those 2 guys, they were advertising.
Oh, my guys.
Protect your privacy online for free with
That's your doctor on that one.
You know, a lot of us had a will done years ago,
and some of you maybe, upwards of 20 years ago, and things change. Maybe there's been a divorce. Maybe you're remarried. Maybe you have more kids. If you haven't looked at your will, haven't looked at your trust, or you don't have one at all, and if you have kids, you're crazy not to have one. I mean, if something happens to you and your mate, what's going to happen? You need to call 833-ASK-BLAKE. Blake Harris is an attorney at law. I have personally used him for a trust and a will, and my parents have used him. He's an incredible guy, and what I really like about Blake is he gives you a flat rate price. You'll talk to him over the phone for free. You'll kind of say what you're looking for, what you're trying to achieve. He'll give you a flat rate price to do it. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Wills, trust, power of attorneys, medical directives. Think about it. What's going to happen if you're in a coma for over 30 days? Do you pull the plug? Do you do this? A medical directive, a beneficiary's deed. You pretty much name it. This guy knows about it. 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Finally ready for a life full of focus and better relationships? You can regain control of your drinking without having to quit completely. Meet LifeBack, a physician-approved, completely private, personalized plan for kicking problem drinking to the curb. Using a combination of doctor-supervised resources, proven in clinical studies to reduce the urge to overdrink in 92% of people, and in-app coaching and support tools, LifeBack makes drinking a choice rather than a habit or need. Every aspect of your LifeBack plan is managed on our mobile app from the privacy of your phone, and medication is delivered discreetly to your doorstep without the need for in-person doctor appointments. Start the LifeBack program now and treat yourself to a life full of sharper focus, better health, saved money, and stronger relationships while still enjoying moderate drinking. Visit lifebac.com or call 888-959-8858 today to learn more. That's lifebac.com or call LifeBack today at 888-959-8858. Drink less, live more with LifeBack.
Amendment 78 is a measure on this year's ballot to ensure that public dollars are spent in a transparent way. Voting yes means state money will only be spent after public hearings and input from elected representatives and citizens from across the state. Amendment 78 will shine a light on all spending by the state government, including a number of funds that are currently controlled by the Governor and Attorney General. Vote for more accountability and transparency in state government. Vote yes on Amendment 78, paid for by Colorado Rising State Action.
Not taking advantage of today's low rates? Think they're going lower? Well, with Ideal Home Loans, you'll always get the lowest rate with Ideal's exclusive interest rate guarantee. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. Call for details, 303-867-7000. And at Ideal, you don't have to start over at 15 or 30. You choose the ideal term for you. Only at idealhomeloans.com. 303-867-7000.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Here's Bruce, Steve, and Shayna from Williams Jewelers.
Has all the buzz about lab-grown diamonds got you curious?
Today, consumers have a choice between natural earth mined and lab-grown diamonds. If you want to learn about all diamonds, come to Williams Jewelers.
Pissed at him in general, and they said, fine, we'll let you out of the contract. We won't do anything. And she goes, okay, well, I want my money back tomorrow, or I want off this financing thing tomorrow. They said, well, we're not Green Sky. I mean, we don't know how they're going to process it, but we got the money from them. We're going to send it back to them and pay off the whole account. But I can't do it in 12 hours. It's impossible.
So what is they can send the money back?
I have no idea what she wants.
That's crazy.
She's never going to have to pay a nickel. Not a nickel. She won't lose a nickel. It's just crazy.
In Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue between Fillmore and Detroit, and in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue.
This report is sponsored by Spa Palace.
A few light showers this morning, and then we'll see mostly cloudy skies throughout your Thursday. Our coolest day of the week, highs in the low 60s. I'm Fox News 1 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burst.
Meteorologist,
some people just don't understand their mental process.
Their own or any.
What?
Their own or any.
Yeah.
You can trust from friends you can trust. Spa Palace. Visit spapalace.com for
It's
locations.
getting better and better for the weekends.
6:30 KL.
All right, folks. Been ripped off, taken advantage of. 303-713-8255. I feel like our first 2 hours was nothing but politics. Now we're talking, overall health, to be quite honest. We're talking with Jamie Baumgartner with Panacea Life Sciences. They're great people. They really are. If you're looking for CBD, go to realcbdthatworks.com. I mean, really, this is the stuff you want to try, period. End of story. Now, I'm going to go to Mark real quick. Let me do this CBD question. Then I've got a favor I want to ask of our listeners. Mark, what is your question about CBD? Oh, you know what, Mark? Hold tight. Before I forget this, we had one guy holding forever, and he's a long-term listener. I think he's been listening for 20-plus years. I'm going to read you this verbatim, okay? It's from Nathan. Hey, Mark and Suzanne. I have to jump off the line now. My comment to Panacea Guy is when I take the CBG drops at work great, as directed, 2 full droppers daily, they only last 15 days. Feels like I'm getting ripped off. That's what he's got to say. So it looks like he loves the product, but he's saying your 30-day supply only lasts 15. What's the gig, man?
Well, we try and package it so that it's a 1-month supply, right?
Yep.
So one serving, so that particular CBG drops, which is cannabigerol, by the way, will only last for 15 days. It's effectively 30 doses in that bottle.
Oh, because he's taking 2 doses a day.
Right.
Okay, so why does he think it's a 30-day? What is misleading to him?
Well, and we try and do these packages so it's a monthly. So one package lasts you a month, but if you take more of it, it's going to last less. Now,
go ahead.
If he uses the oil drops right now, he can actually get.
Oh, buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
And it's the same product?
Same product.
Oh, hey, Nathan, there's your answer right there, man. Right now, use the promo code OILDROPS and order it, and it's buy one, get one free, man. Actually, that's great. I mean, if he's getting them shipped to him monthly, how long's that BOGO code? Just for the one time?
Just for one time, but
okay.
that product is stable for a year. He can load up on it.
So he could buy 6 months' worth and get 6 months free, basically.
You bet.
Oh, wow. All right, 303-713-8255. And I'm sorry about that, Mark. What's your question?
Long-time listener, first-time caller. My wife has migraines, and the migraine headaches, and they affect her speech, and they affect her balance. And it's she never knows when it's going to happen. Would CBD help migraines?
So it's going to be hit or miss, to be honest. Okay, so my niece actually has bad migraines. She takes 100 milligrams of CBD when she feels it coming on, and it actually really helps her. So there's 2 things with migraines. One is when you feel it coming on, will this help? You can try. And I think we get about a 50% response rate where people do see effects and some people don't. The other thing with my niece, and again, this is one person, right? So it's not taking a look at 1,000 people and trying to give you productivity, is when she takes CBD every single day, it actually decreases the frequency of those migraines coming on. So that's so that it's more about preventative and then trying to treat. So is she taking prescription medication for her migraines right now?
No.
So that's the other thing to talk to her physician, because it's a pretty expensive drug, but if she feels it coming on, it's like an injectable. It's actually pretty good about trying to shorten the duration and trying to alleviate those symptoms.
Isn't one of the keys with migraines is what you're saying, you've got to try to medicate it as it's coming on, because once it kicks in, it's hard to get rid of, and if at all.
Was she diagnosed with migraines by a healthcare provider, or you are just using that generically?
Oh, a doc saying, are you sure it's not just a headache? Actually, that's a good question. What is the difference, guys? Help me out there.
Well, there are different kinds of headaches and different kinds of causes, that's all.
Yeah, but what's the difference between what I would call a regular headache or you're hungover in the morning compared to a migraine?
Well, it's the etiology of it. It's what causes it. And I'm not going to speculate on it, but there are different kinds of headaches and different causes of it. And all I'm asking is he using it generically, or has she been diagnosed by a healthcare provider with migraines?
Yes, she's been
she was
diagnosed by a physician that she's got migraines.
Got it. Well, it sounds like it's probably worth trying, Mark. I mean, it's a very inexpensive way to at least see if it helps. I think one of the keys, though, is making sure she takes it prior to it full-blown migraine.
Okay. And what product would you recommend?
That's a good question.
So our first go-to with this is try and make sure that you have something that's rapid acting. Okay, so what I would take a look at is our fast product. And you heard me talk about it probably earlier in the show. But that actually, it dissolves into your tongue. It hits you in about 5 to 15 minutes. So if she's feeling that migraine come on, that's the best way to try and do that. I would think about taking 100 milligrams, because you're talking about an acute situation. You try and increase the blood flow to the brain to try and head off that migraine. So I would think about 4 tablets. It's a fairly large dose, but again, you're trying to head off something that's fairly painful experience, as your wife could actually tell you.
Good enough, Mark? I mean, it's worth trying, man. I mean, there's no doubt about it. If she's in that kind of pain when these things hit, it's worth doing. Just go to realcbdthatworks.com, put in the promo code Tom, and that'll save you 30% on that product. I feel like I'm doing an infomercial. I'm waiting for the Shamu towel to come out.
But wait.
Yeah, but wait, and if you act now... Hey, so Doc's showing me this. Hey, I'm sorry, Mark. You got another question, or I'm going to cut you loose, man?
I'm on Google right now, and realcbdthatworks.com.
Yes.
And I get all kinds of...
oh, that's because you're actually Googling it. Go up to the top where you actually put in the web address. Instead of google.com, you're going to put in realcbdthatworks.com. Do you see what I'm saying, bro?
Well, yeah, no, I'm on the, Google.
Okay, do this. Google, okay, here, I'm going to make it easy. Google Panacea Life. Panacea Life, and then make sure you end up at panacealife.com.
Okay.
Hold on, hold tight. Suzanne or Addie, make sure he gets there. I just want to make sure. Hey, I want our listeners to help me with something. I want you to try something. So this is kind of how do I put this? I'm not even going to put it yet, but I want help with a couple things. One, some punk kid, and I'll call him a punk kid, sent something to my daughter that pissed me off. So I'm going to talk about the punk kid, and I'd like to get the kid fired, the punk kid fired. But the other thing I want to talk about is a furnace cleaning, and everybody's going to say, oh, my God, not this again. I can already hear you. But there's a reason I want to talk about it, and it's in a different way than I've ever talked about it before. So everybody hold tight. We'll be right back.
He wants to get the punk kid fired.
Punk kid!
I forgot off the top of my head about those 3 kind of... But
I would never, I can't think in my life I would ever say anything like that to a girl. Never.
What did he say? Oh, about snatching her?
What is it? I don't even remember.
Soul snatching.
Soul snatching.
What did he mean by that?
Pure sexual bullshit.
Is it sexual?
Yeah. Kid she knew in high school.
To snatch your soul is sexual?
Doc, I never heard it before.
I mean, what is it?
Have you ever heard it before?
No.
I've never heard it before. Dude, I swear to God, I hear shit like, some shit, though, you can put together, even if you know what the fuck they're saying. But
what's
soul snatching.
It sounds more like it's occult than sexual. Doesn't it? To snatch somebody's soul?
It's back to school today.
Yeah, I just go to
Google it. We don't want to go there.
Yeah. Well, I would never have said what your engineer said, so that girl was crying in the closet after you were another.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I need the phone number up, though.
Okay, I'll put it up.
Mark, real quick.
Put George. I might want George.
Okay, we're running.
No, tell him. Well, that's what I'm not. Just I might want him.
You might or you do. Which one? You want me to call him and get him in?
I want him on. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to do it a different way than usual.
It's all syntax.
Yeah. So, Mark, you said when you exercise, there's specific areas of your body that hurt? Or
Only my feet. But it's only like this. It works this way, man. So, like, right now, 0 issue. I play racquetball. When I'm done with racquetball, I got about an hour drive home. So my feet go from pure impact
to sitting in a car for an hour. When I get out of the car for the next 20 minutes, man, you can ask Suzanne. I'm like this, almost like they tightened up to the point. They just hurt. But then if they loosen up, then I'm back to normal up until I have the high impact again. And I know Advil helps because I have done it. But in general, what I'll do is just sit down.
Last name's Major too?
M-A-G-E-R, yeah. You know, the other thing was, I'll tell you what, yoga's helped. That's unbelievable. What is this called right here, guys?
Your Achilles tendon?
Yeah, people get, no, but as you get older, some people complain and they have to wear orthopedics for that. I had that. Fucking yoga, gone. I mean, I have not had that pain for fucking over a year and a half. And it would get bad after racquetball. Gone. Absolutely gone. And it's purely from stretching the shit out of it in downward dog. I'm to the point now in downward dog, I can almost put my heels down.
Ooh.
Boy, that would sound weird. Like
you're a rubber man anyway, though, Mark.
I can put my, Jamie, I can put both my feet behind my head.
I don't know if I want to see
I don't want to see that. Just the image.
Just the image.
Yeah, well, you guys should have been around the days when he would stand in the garage and bet that he could kick himself in the chest.
Oh, my God. I was having we had this dinner party over at these friends' house that we've known forever. And we've got to meet their friends over time. One of them's an FBI agent. I could never get this woman, never saw her, not just me. I never saw this woman crack a smile in my entire life, and I met her probably 10 times. I'm sitting in their kitchen, and I'm doing exactly what Talib's talking about. I can literally kick myself up here. I didn't have my shoes on, and I had my socks on, and I'm on their wood floor. So I'm trying to make her laugh just by doing it, because literally I'm making it a deal. I said, I've seen you 5 times. I've never even seen you crack a smile. Watch this. So I did it thinking that would make her laugh. The only reason it made her laugh is I kicked myself over. I literally kicked myself so hard I fell over on my ass. And she started laughing for about 15 fucking minutes.
That would do it, Mark.
So, what's your last name?
A-S-H-A-M-E-E. Ashame. A-S-H-A-M-E-E.
Okay. And what's your address?
19552.
Remember, we're on.
They just chopped it off in Ellis Island.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything.
So we're shipping you a bottle. Take 2 a day. See if it works out.
Calm down, Karen, Becky.
So our name managed to withstand.
Really?
Our name actually, they left it intact from Ellis Island.
Amazing, because that's a Thurman, right?
Yeah, so it's 2nd generation American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know why. It depends on who the agent was at the time. Whether he wanted to be pissed off.
So Gardner are all the shortened ones that we do.
Really?
Okay. All right, folks, 303-713-8255. Listen, I want people to do something for me. I'm not kidding. So the guys at Fix It 24/7, we advertise this all the time. You get the full tune-up. It's $39. Sometimes it's actually $89. But I want you to do something for me, please. If you're a new customer and you haven't taken advantage of this, I'm going to give you a price that's unbelievable. But beyond that, I don't even care about that. I want you to do it for me personally. I want you to critique what's going to happen. And you're going to get the best price and the best service. They're going to come out. They're going to do a full tune-up. I want to know
if they were polite when they came out. I want to know how long they took actually cleaning your furnace. I want to know if they tried to aggressively or something upsell you. Now, we're not talking if there's a problem with your furnace. We're talking maintenance before winter comes. Fix-It's going to come out. They're going to do a full-blown tune-up on it. They're going to get rid of the dirt, which is the major killer of furnaces. Period. End of story. They're going to clean this thing top to bottom. They're going to get you in a great working order for winter. They're going to put a little sticker on there, so if you ever have an issue with your water heater or anything electric or with your air conditioner or with your furnace in the future, you'll know who to call. That's why they do this. But what I really want you to do, if you've been hesitant on taking advantage of this, I want feedback this time. I want people that have not taken advantage of this unbelievable deal, and I'll give you the price in a minute. I got to okay it with George, but I want the feedback more than anything. The service is going to be great, but if it's not, I personally want you to call back to the show and tell us on air. That's how confident I'm going to be that it's good. Now, George, the reason I even had Suzanne call you is I want to do this for an unbelievable price. You got to give me something better than $39. I know this cost you guys, well, let's put it this way. You're sending a truck out to a place. You're spending over an hour there. You have gasoline. You got the price of the employee. I would guess your cost is probably $200 in this, but you do it so people get to know your company. I want feedback from these people, but give me a price that's going to blow people away that have heard it and have been hesitant on calling.
Yeah, Mark, our price is actually, we figure it's right about $80, but we do this just to show people what we're about if they've never seen it before. But yeah, today, for this show, we're
got a book today.
Got a book, by 3. I mean, we could even extend that to 4 o'clock today. They got to book it today, though.
How much?
And mention the show for $19.
$19. George, I appreciate you coming on. I didn't mean to, cold cock you like that, but here's the deal, folks. $19, I want the feedback. That's it. $19, they're going to come out. They want to become your in-home service company for heating, cooling, drain cleaning. You get the idea. $19. $19. Worst scenario, what? You get your furnace 100% cleaned and meet a great company. $19, but I want the feedback. Please help at troubleshooter.com or call this show afterwards. I want these guys on their tippy toes. I know George is still listening. These guys need to be on their tippy toes when we recommend them, and they are. It's worth $19 times 10. A full-blown tune-up. 720-526-3939. The deal's over at 3 o'clock today. That's an hour and 20 minutes. It's Fix-It 24/7. 720-526-3939. They'll get you on the books, and it's going to be done soon, because soon as winter comes, trust me, all they're doing is fixing furnaces. 720-526-3939. And make sure we get that feedback here. Michael, what's going on with this landlord?
Hello.
Hey, Michael, what's going on?
So I've been having this issue. Back at the end of June, I moved out of my old place, and I was renting it. And then 1 month later, I get my security deposit back. And then 18 days after I get my security deposit back, my landlord sends me a bill for almost $1,000, expecting us to pay that after they've already returned our security deposit. And now they've sent it to collections, and I'm trying to find a way.
Michael, I'm sorry.
Not have to pay this.
Michael, I'm sorry. So you moved out when?
I moved out on the 30th of June.
So you move out on the 30th of June. You're 100% paid up on all rent. You get your security back by mail. How much was it?
I got about half my security deposit back by mail.
Is that what you were expecting?
1 month after.
1 month after. Okay, so around 30 days. Why did they keep half of it at that point? What was their justification?
Honestly, I disagree with how much.
Yeah, but what was it? What was their justification? Not did you do it or did you mess it up, but why did they keep half, in their opinion?
For lawn care, cleaning the inside of the house again.
Okay.
And also for removing some junk.
You know, it's funny. I mean, if it's just normal wear and tear, I mean, like carpet and stuff, they shouldn't have taken anything, but you're not even, you don't even have a problem with that. So you got half of it back. Then you receive a bill for how much and for what?
$800, and it was for lawn care again. They had actually already billed us $300 for lawn care on the initial security deposit.
Well, here's what I'm like, Michael, what would they say if I asked them, okay, you deducted money for lawn care, half of his deposit, and other stuff, you sent him that, and now a month later you want to charge him more. What possibly could have happened to the lawn that they didn't realize a month ago? What would they say?
I believe the problem, the reason they didn't send us the bill till later was that they had forgotten to include it in the initial security deposit deductions.
So that's what they would say.
They came in late.
Okay, and what was it? What was the additional $800 worth of work? What needed to be fixed for the lawn?
They just gave me a pretty generic.
Well, what's the generic? I mean, like killed grass? What is it?
I think it was just like lawn remediation.
Define that a little better for me. I mean, what do you? What's different from the lawn when you moved in?
Almost nothing.
Okay, so I mean, really, you're saying there is no justification for this, regardless.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, you know what? I believe every word you're saying. I don't understand, and I think the best evidence you have is they initially only deducted a little bit. Now they're coming back. Now, when you said it's on your credit, what do you mean by that? If I pull your credit score, I will see it on there?
It's in collection.
Okay, well, hold on, Michael. There's a difference here. There's a difference between them sending something for collection and the collection company not having a judgment, not having anything, and then the judgment, if they did have a judgment, they could put on your credit report with no issue whatsoever. That's what a credit report's for. But if they don't have a judgment, this should not be on your credit report. So is it on your credit report? Do you know the answer to that? Because if they did that, they could be in a lot of trouble.
I'm not sure if it is or not.
Okay, listen, here's what I want you to do. We're going to help you in two ways. One, Smarty Marty's going to get on this one. Okay? I want him to call up this landlord, this collection company, and figure out what the hell's going on. Say, how come you didn't subtract it, send the bill at first? All of a sudden now he owes more money. But more than that, we got to find out what they're talking about. If it's because it's dead grass, well, too bad, grass dies. I think that would be unless if you did something to kill the grass, I think that would be a whole different story. I don't think they can go after you for that. But I want Smarty Marty to figure out their side of the story. Meantime, I want to hear back from you, Michael, either tomorrow or Monday, but I'm going to give you homework to do as soon as we hang up. Suzanne will grab all your info. I want you to go to one of the agencies, go to TransUnion. You can get a free credit report right now. Do not put in a credit card. Do not buy any of their products. You can pull your credit from any of the three bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, forget who the other one is. You can pull them for free once a week right now. So go on there and pull it. Experian, thank you. So go pull it from at least one of them, if not all three of them, because some people only report to one or another. They don't report to all three. Some people do. It's kind of weird how that works. But I want you to pull your credit and see if it's on there, because if it is on there and they didn't get a judgment, this could be a lot bigger issue.
Just tell them to go to freecreditreport.com so they don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, well, you can go right to the bureaus and you don't pay for it. Don't buy anything, though. They'll try to sell you your credit score. They'll try to sell you monitoring. You can get a free credit report to see if this company is on your credit or not, 100% for free without entering any information. You got it, Michael?
Yep.
All right, hold tight. Suzanne, grab his info, please. 303-713-8255. Gary, Randy, hold tight. We'll be back right after this.
Every month,
what's that?
I get these credit reports from creditkarma.com, which I signed up for a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's perfect, it's free. But it goes up and down by 2 or 3 points, depending upon if you purchase something with a credit card.
Oh, of course it does.
It's insane.
No, but it's an algorithm.
Yeah.
It's because your credit, the amount of money that you have to spend has gone down.
Right.
Well, usually they only increase your credit score after 30 days. They'll ding your credit card or your credit
No, like my Capital One card has some kind of free monitoring. I see it move every day.
Really?
You got to hit update though.
Yeah.
It'll show you the same score unless you hit check now.
As you can see, this got knocked out. So I'm in the process. I have an implant done. So I paid
That goes to Marty, too,
surgeon a prepayment of like $2,000. My credit report, my score went down. Even though I paid bill.
All right, check it out. Sheridan Auto Tech. Here's what I love about Uncle Kevin.
He can do all the maintenance, all the repairs, any kind of electrical issue on your vehicle. Doesn't matter if it's a Honda, a Hyundai, a Ford, a Chevy. This guy works on everything. He's got multiple locations. He's a great guy, and you will save a ton, and I mean a ton of money, over the dealerships. If you've been looking for that place to maintain your car, do the oil changes, do the flushes, the alignments, the tires, and then if it breaks down, maybe an alternator, brakes, anything, a full-blown engine, a transmission. This guy does everything. SheridanAutotech.com, SheridanAutotech.com for the location nearest to you, or give him a call at 303-455-7242.
In 2011.
8 weeks. So they can't do anything except give you this retainer so you don't look like a redneck. Because at first glance, you can't tell if that tooth is missing, right? Now you can't tell that tooth is missing. Like for radio, I don't need it in. It's annoying. It's a retainer.
What's that? Now you probably should working them over.
I'll show you how to. I'll show you how to use it. Then you can dig into it and set it any which way you want. It's actually pretty cool.
Oh, and so did they.
Fucking the goddamn
definitely lied.
Politics for 2 fucking hours and CBD for 2 hours. I like medical shit though.
Well, I don't mind the politics thing, but when Tom starts going off on that rant, you can't say anything to him, right?
No, it's crazy.
And I asked a simple question, and he went off on me.
Yes.
We used to argue pretty heavily on the air, but the problem is when someone still has to control the show. It doesn't matter. And basically how it works is whoever's sitting here controls the show. It doesn't matter. So, shit, I screamed at someone like Doc so hard one time. We had a volunteer that literally left during the show. I was so fucking pissed.
Really?
Yeah. I forgot. God, Clint.
What did you do to Clint?
I don't even remember what the case was, but he was doing something that was driving me crazy. And I don't know. I yelled at him hard enough. He got up and left. I called him later. I said, Clint, it's during the show, man. You know, we get fired up. It's part of the fucking show, dude. The whole thing. We're trying to be entertaining. I mean, no matter how you put it, it doesn't matter. If we're screaming, yelling, crying. That's the fucking show. That's the show. So, you know, but Doc's always had a tough skin.
Takes a lot more than that to get me upset.
No, and then it's amazing. I mean, people like, if me and Tom get into it on air, and then they're watching on YouTube, and then during the break we're talking about, you know, what restaurant we're going to go to later, or whatever. I mean, it just goes from here to here.
Yeah, it's not personal.
It's slow. It's liquid. It just does what it does. I like it.
But he does get to the point, and I do it too, there's no doubt, where you're not, even a very logical argument is going to do nothing at that period of time. It doesn't matter what it is. Or he might think you're saying something you're not saying. And no matter what you try to do, you're not going to correct on what he thinks you're trying to say.
Somebody typed in something exactly like that about you.
I know. Trust me. I know. My favorite is the people that go, oh, he tells too many stories. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, we were on the radio, man.
And I wouldn't hear that monitor. That's your, watch this.
Okay.
That's the one thing, that's the reason Tom's hearing's not that great, so he'll have it up higher, because that's one of our tricks, how we know when we're live. What they should have is what we have out that door, inside there, is a big red light. You're on. For the life of me, you would think the one place there would be one of those is right here.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they have them everywhere else.
You got that little blue light.
Yeah, but I can't see yours, his, and his. I don't have time to get into that Addy thing, damn it. I wish I had another hour. I guarantee I could spend an hour on that. It'd be the hottest topic there is. Anybody with a daughter, anybody that has a girlfriend, anybody that has a boyfriend.
Bring it up tomorrow.
The FBI says 2020 homicides were up nearly 30%, the largest one-year jump ever.
I'm not doing that.
There's no way he sounds it.
That shit drives me crazy. Yeah, I know some that cures cancer. All right, folks, 303-713-8255. Let's see here. Little housekeeping. I want to tell you about Nick and Renew. You know, I don't know why he calls it. I guess he calls it Renew, and I'll tell you why. Because he renews your kitchen, but they specialize in bathrooms. I would like to ask Nick if they do other things like kitchens. I'm pretty sure he'll do anything at Renew Innovations. I'm pretty sure he will. But here's what I like about these guys. They have great products. American Standard is kind of their flagship, and you got to do a lot of stuff to qualify for American Standard. They just don't let anybody go out there and use their name. They're good people. He also has financing that I just learned about that's unbelievable. And here's what's unbelievable about it. If you want that kitchen or bathroom done right now, check this out. 1 year, no interest, no payments if you qualify. You're not going to beat that. So on top of getting a great price, a great company, and by the way, if you want that new bathroom by Thanksgiving when company comes or Christmas, you better get on the books now. Period, end of story. You better get on the books now. But not only are you going to get a great price, great product, great people, you're going to get financing that's unbelievable. 1 year, no interest, no payments. RenewHomeInnovations.com or call them at 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. Nick's the owner. And right now, you can get a free shower door if you get that bathroom done. And like I said, you're not going to beat that 12 months, no payments, no interest. And they have discounts on top of that for seniors, veterans, active military, and sometimes, in fact, most of the time, you can get installation done within a couple weeks, unless it's a really big job. So check them out at RenewHomeInnovations.com. Now, I want to kind of finish up with Jamie Baumgartner. Jamie, you know, we've talked a lot about Panacea. The bottom line is it's good stuff. Panacea does it all. You got to check these guys out. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Go check them out right now. Promo code TOM saves you 30%. But right now, the oil drops. Buy one, get one free. Put in the promo code Oil Drops. Jamie, I appreciate you coming in. You answered a lot of questions. I love what you guys do at Panacea Life Sciences. We'll be back tomorrow. My name's Mark Major. See you then.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And on the iHeartRadio app.
Michael Brown is next
on Denver's talk station.